Got in the wife's car this morning, and I just worked out and tried to fire up the car because I needed some AC. And the car is dead, and there was no AC, so I sat in the car for a solid 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes, I sweated through the shirt I had on and had to go inside and change clothing. Just imagine what it would be like inside your own dwelling, inside your home, with no AC right now. And this is just the beginning.
Don't take the chance. Get the preventative maintenance from American Air and Heat. Also, if you have an old AC system in your house, it's probably running inefficiently. Maybe all your duct work was done 50 years ago.
Right.
It's inefficient. They have better technology now. If you get a complete new system with American Air and Heat, I did, Daniel did, it saves me during the summer $100 a month.
Yeah, at least.
And you start doing the math over time, and you're like, well, hold on, I could finance this thing, which American Air and Heat has great financing, interest-free financing up to 36 months on replacement systems and 18 months on costly repairs and stuff. Zero interest. So you could pay it off monthly without paying a bunch of interest.
Well, it can be a stinger. Yeah. You know, like nobody wants to get that call. And usually you get the call. Like you're at work and then your wife calls or vice versa. And then, you're like, hey, babe, got to get a new AC. This one died. That could be 8, 10, more.
Yeah.
God, it could be so expensive.
And even if you have a slightly older system and it's not time for a new one, the preventative maintenance that American Air and Heat offers will save you from, like Daniel said, being out of AC for multiple days.
It gives you a plan. It gives you a little bit of reassurance. And if you do get into trouble, you can just give them a buzz.
Yep. 10% off everything with the promo code Tom and Dan. Just mention Tom and Dan. They'll hook you up. Also, they got deals, $50 off any repairs. It's family-friendly service. They've been a client of ours for
very
a long time.
Yeah.
And the company's great. It's AmericanAirandHeat.com. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got beer.
Yeah, we do. I like that. We've got beer here. I like beer.
Hourglass Brewing is here. How you guys doing?
Great.
Very good.
Great.
Very good.
Wonderful.
We're here to talk about Cinco de Mayo, which is crazy that it's already Cinco de Mayo, by the way.
Yes.
I don't want to sound like an old man, but how the hell is it Cinco de Mayo already, 2022?
Oh, we've got cold beverages.
Yes. So we brought 3 different beers. We brought one of them that is the Margs on Deck, which is going to be released tomorrow or today, but we also have a treatment of that and then 2 other beers that are going to be releasing.
And what did you say?
It's a Margarita Goza.
And what's it called?
Margs on Deck.
Margs on Deck.
Yes.
A Margarita Goza beer?
Yes, grab one.
Yeah, right.
How does that work?
No, the last one. That one's 2 million bees. That's a double New England IPA.
2 million bees? Wait a minute. We used to have anger bees in our bellies from... All right, I'm trying this.
Margarita Goza sounds like a haunted painting.
I can see that. Yeah.
You're like, watch out, Margarita Goza.
Margs on Deck. Check out the can artwork on that, too. It's ridiculously clean and cool. All right, let's try this. I'm going in.
So, explain to me what it means.
Yeah, we're going to need some information because if not, we're just going to say it's a Margarita Goza and move on.
It's beer. Well, it's going to have like some tartness to it. So Goza typically has like salt, like Himalayan salts or different kind of salts in it. And then we added lime. We don't use any extract, so all of those flavors are natural flavors. So you get that lime, you get that. Yeah,
Andrea will love that.
Yes.
That is
I'll get her some. Don't you worry.
She loves beers that have a little bitterness or maybe like a sour kind of to them. That's so refreshing. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at his eyes. Your eyes are bright white right now. What happened to you?
It
He's awake now.
It tastes more like a margarita than a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
it's lovely.
But it has the beer. Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm going to drink in hard water.
What do you think of that, Sam? That's
good.
That's good, right? Yeah. So this is Margs
I've been getting
on
into
Deck.
the sours lately.
A fruited sour ale. I love it. Yeah, Andrea will definitely drink the hell out of this one.
Well, let her know. I'll get her some. It's refreshing, and it has you get the tartness that you want from a sour, but it finishes pretty clean. It has that saltiness.
You also get the salt, which is I've had to to come around to that. I've always been a margarita guy. I always go margarita on the rocks, no salt.
Yeah.
Because I like to taste the tequila.
Yes.
But I think as I've gotten older, I need the salt now because I got those old man buds. My old man taste bud. I need more hot sauce, more salt, more fat. Give me more because my tongue is dying.
Yes. Yep. I hear that. And then there's like agave nectar too, so it has a little touch of sweetness.
That's super good. What is this going to blast my shoes off or?
It's only I think 6.5%, so it's not too high.
That's a sneaky 6.5.
It is a sneak, which is dangerous because it's very drinkable and you can drink it pretty much all day. It's an all day drinker.
That's going down fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't drink last night because I was like, I gotta get my life together. I'm like, Daniel's not doing it. I can do it.
But how much stronger than Daniel? Yeah, but how much better do you feel? Like I've had 3 sips and I'm like,
this morning I was like, I texted my wife. I was like, see, baby, I could do it. I'm like, I feel great.
Man.
I'm like,
there might be an issue.
You need to start drinking during the day.
Yeah, because now when I had that one sip, I'm like, I
Hourglass
feel
Brewing right there.
Invincible.
like I goes.
I am margarita.
I was gonna bring tequila, guys. So
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, that is a tasty damn beer, and this is out now.
Yep, it'll be out today.
Okay,
Today.
And
today.
Then, yep, and then we're doing a treatment on it. What are you adding to it, Joe? Our
Still
taproom
yet
manager.
to be decided, but
I think
it'll
mangoes. Or something spicy. I don't know.
It'd probably be something spicy.
All right.
Okay.
Something
Fit the,
spicy.
fit the vibe.
All right, I like that.
Habaneros.
So, before we move on with other beers, for those that are listening that haven't been to Hourglass, like you guys have a compound.
Yeah, let's talk about the setup.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that when I went to the restroom. I was like thinking about like what haven't we said about it because I think some of our listeners don't understand that you guys have compound is a good word.
Yeah.
It's a facility. Like it's not a bar. It's not a brewery. It's a facility. It's an experience.
That's what catches most people right away is just the size of the place.
Yeah.
I mean, you get in there and it's over 240 seats. Like, we've got enough space to have.
But it's not
anything
intimidating.
happen.
But there's
axe throwing
stuff you do. Yeah.
Well,
pinball machines.
We pulled the axe throwing, but that space will be utilized for something else. But we have that unique space.
Idiot.
That's gonna be. It's gonna be the pinata room for Cinco de Mayo.
No, that's perfect.
So, and then we're thinking of putting something else.
Who
in
likes
there.
axe throwing? I was like, throw an axe. Oh, who cares?
You can. You still can. But bring your own axe. I'll have some liability sheets printed out. Don't worry, HR's approved.
I mean, you want to do or you don't want to do. Whatever you want.
Whoa. There's still room. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you bring an axe.
Done. You could open the back door and just throw it.
I hated it anyway. Wait, you still like it? I like it too.
Love it. I overheard talking about how you're just too nice.
This is your fault. You brought me alcohol.
Don't victim blame.
You're blaming Lola for getting you drunk?
He's had 2 sips. What is
If I had $1 for
that's
anyone,
not the first time.
yeah, I was gonna say I have a knack for getting people drunk.
But the 2 sip, it's like it primes the there's alcohol in my molecules, and there's
molecule.
but it's laying dormant, and like all of a sudden,
I got dormant alcohol in me molecules. What the hell are you
when I
talking
have
about?
2 sips, it activates,
Yeah.
and then I feel it all over. I'm sorry.
I didn't spike everyone's with tequila.
Yeah, hey, if you want to get your molecules feeling good, you got to head on down to Hourglass.
Yes.
No axes. Pinatas only.
So let's talk about pinatas.
Yes.
Because you have 2 types. So
Yeah.
adult pinata and for the kids.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were talking about there.
What's in the adult pinata?
So
Hopefully, I'm not in the adult. It's not I'm not gonna. You don't want me to be inside the pinata, dude.
Like a new Daniel Fulton.
They break it. There's just nothing in it. Oh, it's Dan.
It's just a naked baby.
They just run away.
45-year-old naked baby Dan.
I love it. I can't even think straight now.
I'm sorry.
It's just the 2 sips too. It's my molecules. My molecules.
It activates the molecules. There's got to be science.
I have to put this aside because me too is making my eyeballs waddle.
Andrea said she's about to walk over here and get it. She wants one.
She should,
Yeah.
Andrea,
Yes.
walk over here
Yes,
and
come
get
get
this damn
some.
beer. It's so good, man.
Oh, God.
And this is her style to a T. If you could make a
Perfect.
beer for Andrea, because Andrea hates margaritas but likes the taste.
This is perfect.
She just doesn't want a margarita.
How does
is
that
so
work out?
perfect.
You
I
hate
don't
margaritas?
understand.
Yeah.
It tastes like
The
Okay,
tequila.
I'll
Some
give you
people
another
don't like
one.
tequila.
Don't judge.
I'll give you another one. She likes everything pickled except for cucumbers.
But
How does that work out?
Andrea,
Pickled onions, capers, anything pickled. Pickled corn, pickled
She don't like
tomato.
actual pickles?
She won't.
does she like cucumbers? I mean, it doesn't
No,
taste anything
she
like
hates
a cucumber.
cucumbers,
Okay.
but
so maybe that's the
she's like,
texture and it's the idea.
But she's
of
like,
a
I hate
cucumber.
pickles, and I'm like, but I'm like, you're eating like pickled, you're eating capers, like
Yeah.
baby pickles. You're eating pickled red onion, like it's everything.
Yeah,
It's just
and
vinegar,
It's vinegar. Then,
right?
yeah, so the flavor
and
is
sugar.
still similar.
I like the way you grab your tray when you said that. I hate pickles.
Yeah, I love pickles, but
yeah.
she absolutely hates them.
That's so funny. Like,
Come get the beer, baby.
Let's talk mariachi bands.
Okay.
Yes,
Because you
yes.
guys have a mariachi band.
Yes.
They're hard to find.
yeah,
Did we
Brett said
figure
that.
out what's in the
I know every
pinata?
single
We're moving
mariachi
on.
Gift card.
I said
Dan.
they're hard to find. He goes,
Right past
I know every mariachi.
Well, you know several.
But it's
How
Cinco
did
de
you
Mayo.
land? But how did you land on this one? Did you have like a mariachi
So,
off?
I used to have a Disney pass way back in the day, and I used to go to see the mariachi band there because I love mariachi music.
Oh, mariachi
And-
cobre.
Yep, mariachi cobra. Mac Cruz was in that band. He is now retired. He started a new band, but the whole story behind that was I was there almost every single day, and they finally come up to me like, "Who the hell are you? You're here every day." Like, and I'm like,
guys,
"Oh yeah."
those guys listen to the guys that still play out at Epcot. They are Andrew,
rad.
They're the best. And
Yeah.
Andrew and I go there, and they are listeners. In fact, they're like, we have your magnets on our lockers. Like at the like they are like they listen to our
Yeah, yeah,
podcast, and I go out there, and they are phenomenal. In fact, I wanted them to play my 45th. Birthday, but with everything happening, weren't able to do it. Maybe on my 50th,
There you go.
I'll be able to get like my favorite mariachi band. They've won
Get with
Grammys.
Brett.
Yeah.
Those guys have
Yeah,
legitimately
dude,
won
phenomenal
Grammys.
musicians. Phenomenal musicians.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever get to go out there and just talk to them, they're like the sweetest men.
So
like,
we're getting a variation of that at Hourglass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, that's top tier.
That's
That-
awesome.
You do know mariachi band. He started throwing down his resume. I'm like, holy crap, this guy knows his stuff.
My favorite is when the smallest guy plays the big.
Yeah.
He's the smallest. He plays the biggest. Anyway,
It's funny.
I'm drunk. The molecule slowed down.
Oh no! Take another sip. Activate.
I'm glad he didn't start with the 2 million bees because that's 8%.
Oh, okay, let's talk about that. Like, what
2
is-
million bees.
Bees. So that's one of our flagship beers. It's all over distribution, and it is made with honey, so real orange blossom honey. It has a nice sweetness to it, which is another reason it's a very dangerous beer because it's so approachable and it goes down really smooth, finishes off really nice. It's my favorite beer. When I used to before I started working at Hourglass, I would walk in and Joe would just hand me the beer because he knew that's what I would want.
All right, well, let's drink some 2 million bees.
Yeah, all right,
Crack
let's-
them open.
Crack it open.
All right.
It is so good. It's,
You and many other customers.
oh yeah, absolutely. It is.
Again, I love y'all's artwork, man.
Thank you. It's not me, but Bill. He's our creative director, and he does.
Well,
all the
done,
artwork.
Bill.
Thank
This
you.
is
Yeah,
beautiful,
he's awesome.
and it's cool because you guys are given ample space to the actual art,
Yes.
and then at the bottom you have this really clean, nice little. I'm a sucker for the way that you guys are doing things.
Yes.
That just looks so clean and nice, right? It should
Yeah,
just
yeah.
be presented properly. So I'm gonna crack this, and then I'm just gonna pull it and hand it to you, buddy.
Hey, I was just going to share Daniel's. We're brothers.
We both
at
have
this point.
COVID, so
Oh, so we all do too.
yeah, the new one. We got
Perfect with the new one.
They say it's fast. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's your
That's
style,
good.
buddy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a Tom Van Beer
and
right
it's,
there.
I love hops. I like dank flavors, but this one has such great subtle hops and it has such a clean, beautiful, crisp taste. And
It'll make it.
again,
That one will make you talk to your plants.
Yes,
buddy.
that
You
will
need-
make you talk.
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
A couple of those outside. You got your bandana on. You're surveying your plants, walking around your pool.
Yep.
Yeah, the honey. I taste the honey too.
Yeah.
Is delicious.
It is very, very good.
So now, when you're brewing these, how far back do you have to schedule the brewing process?
Just depends. Just depends on what you're looking at. Lagers are, for how simple they look in a glass, they are going to take a lot longer than an IPA, like a single IPA, or even a porter or something like that. Like those don't need as much time. Yeast has a lot to do with that. And there's a lot of other factors as well, but typically lagers will be one of the ones you got to plan kind of far in advance for. You know what I mean?
Good job, Joe.
Really?
Thanks, Brett.
For some reason, I would think like that would be the easiest beer.
That's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
It's a common misconception.
And then people
for sure.
start crushing them too,
Oh,
which
yeah.
doesn't really help the idea
No.
of like if this beer tastes, well, it tastes great, but if this beer takes longer to make, I'm drunk now too. A couple of sips.
Well, now you have the 8% too. So.
If it takes longer and
Yeah.
guys are crushing them because like, oh no, I'll just do I hear that a lot. I'll just do a lager, and I'm like, well, hold on a second,
And that's
do
that
some
one.
of the other stuff.
Yeah.
That's our Wolf Shirt lager right there. We actually
Yep, we brought that. That's our.
so 2 Million and Wolf Shirt. Those are our top 2 beers, like far and away. Not that all the beers aren't great, but those 2 by far are our most popular. And Wolf
I
Shirt,
have a wolf shirt.
And
We're working on one.
Yeah, we're working on designing it for, and we'll talk about that another time. But we're for 4th of July. We're gonna get like a wolf shirt. Ask about my wolf, and you lift it up. It's one of those cool
double-sided.
double-sided. Because we've had this beer for how long, Brent? We haven't had a wolf shirt. I'm just kidding. It's a touchy
going on
subject.
4 years.
But was that the idea to have the beer and never the shirt? Because if you have the shirt, like maybe the circle completes.
Actually, the story behind it was the brewers just decided one day, let's all wear our goofy wolf shirts because they all had one.
Yeah.
And they just were like, all right, we're going to call this Wolf Shirt. And just kind of went from there.
Oh,
Those are the best names, the
Oh,
ones
yeah.
that don't matter.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like whatever. And now it's one of our core beers, one of our 4 core beers.
for the anniversary of Wolf Shirt, we should get a real wolf.
Yeah.
And bring it to the brewery. Like, I got some connections.
and
set it free.
let it eat a shirt.
No,
Full moon.
No, we'll rub
Oh, my
hot dogs all over a shirt. Look at the wolf, he's eating a shirt.
it'll be in a cage, and then we'll all be like, look at this wolf.
Look at that, poke it with a stick.
No. I mean, there'll be a handler. You can get.
It's not a
let him
handler.
loose. Let him loose.
It's
Let him
usually
loose.
just an older lady who like volunteers, and she's like, I have to have the wolf back at the sanctuary in 35 minutes, and you guys are still poking him in the ass with a stick.
Can we get an old wolf though, so it's like slower?
Yes, I befriended a wolf. I don't know if you guys
here
know
we
this.
go.
It's out. I don't know. I think it's still there in Buffalo.
Malachi.
Yeah,
There was this wolf.
They lived a long time ago.
Okay.
Malachi the wolf.
Yeah,
We're
so
changing the name of the beer.
I did community service, and I befriended a wolf.
Called Malachi. They told him,
still
they
knows my
warned him.
scent.
How drunk are your molecules?
It's a true story. It still knows my scent. If I was reunited with Malachi, it would do that thing the
We
lion
can make
did,
it happen.
and then it would jump up on my shoulders, and then I'd
No,
be
it would not. It would eat your face. Because you left him alone for years. You abandoned him.
No, it knows my scent. It never forgets.
This a-hole abandoned me a decade ago.
Is that
No.
true about wolves?
Okay, so he was doing his community service for a rape conviction.
No, it was for UCF. For UCF.
I like beer.
You were the UCF rapist.
No, and then
That was you?
Yeah, it was him.
stop. Don't play into
I
it.
knew you looked familiar.
Stop.
You've seen the drawings. He's popping out of the bushes.
Good enough.
Yeah, he's popping out of the bushes. Go Knights.
We're gonna get some axes.
So no, seriously, he was doing like something for a class, and you were at this sanctuary, and they warned him. They're like, hey, if you do go in there and he befriends you, if you just take off or leave, it's gonna like hurt his heart.
find
It's
you.
like you're gonna kind of screw up.
They just said
They're gonna
that
kind
because
of
they
mess
wanted
up.
free labor.
His molecules.
They don't know. They're wild animals. They don't know nothing.
Well, they were giving you the animal science, so then you did befriend the wolf, and then when you were done with your
God.
community service, you just pieced out and never came
Well,
back.
it's a different,
Poor Malachi.
He basically did
22
what,
years old.
You know what he did? He basically did what the Madden brothers' father did. Good Charlotte. He did what the Madden brothers' dad did on Christmas morning, and you left Malachi, and he didn't
Yeah.
become a
I
big
like it.
pop star, and he didn't
Right.
marry, Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton or any whatever.
Well, I was
Cameron
nothing
Diaz.
back
Yeah.
then, and now I'm Tom Van. So maybe
Styles of the Wolf Trainer.
there
we go.
The wolf traders.
I wonder if I can go and buy Malachi now. Like you probably have to have some permits, right, for your
Yeah,
backyard.
you
not
can't just
Florida.
have a wolf in Castleberry.
Oh, there's the Castleberry wolf.
Very low.
It might take care of your raccoon problem.
Yeah, just put it in the backyard. All right? It's fine.
I have a feeling
can't
it'll
jump.
dig through your screens. Bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll put some
I don't think wolf
coolers
has to
in front.
dig. It'll just walk through it.
Yeah. Is it like a dire wolf?
Yeah, it's big as hell.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's a big
It's
wild
like a-
wolf.
Pissed off a dire wolf?
Yeah, it's like a Jon Snow wolf. Like
So
a
it's just a dude dressed up in a wolf shirt.
How drunk were you that day?
That was a different
No, hug
time,
him.
right?
Go ahead.
Early 2000s.
So it very well could have been a man in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, what else we got going on at the Cinco de Mayo party?
What else? I got distracted by wolves.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I mean, so we have the beers. We have the releases are the biggest.
Is that
thing,
not enough?
And then we have. He's like, what
Let's
else?
go on to the next thing.
We're beating a pinata.
Tequila shots?
No, we don't have liquor license.
Oh, speaking of pinatas,
I am outside.
Did you
had
say
a-
that like Miami, where you're like, speaking of piñata?
I have a lot of experience with pinatas lately
Wow.
because I've been going to a lot of kids' birthday parties, and I've done this at my own kid's birthday party where every parent gets the pinata, and then everybody gets excited. They go to gather around or whatever, and then the parent hands they start with the weakest kid first. And
How do you
then
determine that?
Small.
You just look. I mean, you
just look
you'd
at
look at my kids. Rowan doesn't look like
It'd be
the
like me.
top
Like they look like,
tier
hey,
athlete.
5'2", get up here, start whacking the pinata.
And then it's because the parents want to give every kid a whack because, they don't want any kid to feel left out or whatever.
No
So they're
kid
like,
left. Every kid gets a whack.
Yeah.
An hourglass.
Tom
prop.
never said that. He said he's going to try his best for everyone to get a whack.
But all the parents, because they've been through this before, were like, oh, God, because now we have to wait for 32 kids to weak arm whack the pinata. They can't even barely dent it.
What you really need is Ronald Acuna Jr. to get up there with a baseball bat and whack that thing to the moon.
Because then once you hit that, you're standing on the sideline. I'm like, getting ready for that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's coming.
The hitting is boring. I just want the candy.
The rush for the candy.
So then, and even the kids know, because they've been through it before, that the first, 18 whacks are going to be weak and not even going to wait. So no one's even waiting. Like the whole thing is, you need to be
You're not wrong.
waiting to pounce, right?
Yep.
Like you had to
Sounds
build
like an
excitement.
ex-relationship. Like,
Waiting to pounce.
So
My life with a wolf.
you got to mix it up.
Right? That sounds good.
That's good. That's great.
Like all of a sudden, like you got to put in some weak kids, and all of a sudden you put in like here's a 13-year-old that looks like he played
Jerry in there.
baseball.
Oh, there he
Like
goes.
he's,
That's how you do it.
Good
Book
Joe.
of Malachi.
Joe is a kid.
You can tell he's good at sports, and then the kids are like, oh, this kid. He may actually break it.
All right.
That's
Bring
what
the
I'm saying.
candy.
Yeah. Mix it up. Put a big one
What's
in there.
in the
and
adult pinata?
So we had. What did you put in there?
Got koozies,
nice.
gift cards.
Gift cards.
Yeah, got
That's
some.
awesome.
Thought about glassware, but then
Oh, that would be
It would have been funny if you just filled it full of bladder of beer.
It's just sloshing. Hold on. This is fun because they got
And you're like, put your glass under it.
Look, Sam keeps telling me, all these
Yeah.
ladies keep telling me, mostly ladies keep telling me about this beer spa around town and
Yes,
how
I've
cool
been
it is.
there.
You've been
Yeah.
there? Yeah, I see pictures of people going there. Dude, Tom and Dan's
Yes.
beer
Beer pinata?
It's a beer yada.
Yeah, beer yada. Okay.
And you hit it, and it's just spilling and whacking and splattering everywhere. It's
People are like
disgusting.
drinking underneath it as you're hitting it. Like,
Yeah. And then when it falls, you're like, quick, drink off the ground. Lay on the ground.
Put your lips right on the floor.
God, yes. Like a soundbite of
Like,
that.
we mopped it. It's fine.
Someone did. Someone mopped it.
But
yeah, it's good. So you get the raffle. So we try to talk through that too, because we're like, so how are we going to give everyone an opportunity to hit the pinata? We don't want like the most giant person to get there and break it and it's done, and then it's just one person gets to hit it. So we thought of the raffle. So hopefully that'll work out for us. And then
I think it'll be fine.
And then if they break it, then everyone comes in. So like at the where we have the axe, no longer axe throwing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Where we have
Tom
that
told
space, there's a garage door. So we're gonna open the garage door, have one person at a time go in and whack it, and have like a chain of sorts just to block it off, just so that we have like some safety protocols, whatever. And Brett is going to manage the whole thing.
All right.
So we're gonna.
I am?
Yeah. I decided this.
Well,
right
that makes I have
didn't know
nothing
this?
but confidence.
right.
Brett,
I'll just get him drunk beforehand, so he'll just be like, sure, okay.
he's got 4 kids. He knows how.
Yeah.
another thing that I've seen at birthday parties, and Brett, this is just some advice. So when the kids go to whack the pinata,
I
don't
got 4
let-
kids.
Don't,
Yeah, he knows.
the parents always let the other kids gather around, and they're anxious to get the candy, so they start inching forward.
That's why we have
I
the
bought
chain.
one of those line things where like you could like connect to like make
Oh,
sure
yeah,
like
stanchion. Yeah.
because they will inch up, and then there's some kid's getting his eyeballs whacked out of his head.
You need like an MLS referee where you spray the foam and like don't because they'll inch forward, and then when the kid goes to rear back to hit the pinata, it comes 1 inch from a tiny little girl's face.
Oh, God.
And you're like, someone's going to get hit with
man,
a
but that's
broomstick.
great video.
For American
No press
Funny
is bad
Videos.
press.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, we'll also have like I just can't wait to see a bunch of like grown men and women just like anxiously waiting to run up to a
they
pinata
will.
to pick up the floor off the floor.
Oh,
So-
they will for sure.
The trick is to dive on top of it and then cover all the stuff with
It
your
is,
mouth.
because nobody's going to reach under to your genitals. I've done that.
Anal nose.
You stole my. Well, you will, and I'll enjoy it. But most people, if you lay
It's like
your
saving a hockey puck.
Yes,
If you
your
layer-
body on top of it.
people will not reach
No,
under. I
no.
do this for Maisie. Like
No,
when there's like
yes.
when there's like a parade, I'll just lay my genitals on the candy, and I'll be like, I'm the smart
And then
dad.
give your daughter genital
Plain.
candy.
Well, I mean, she came for my genitals. She is my genital candy. I created her.
Don't say that. Don't say she's my genital
We'll
candy.
edit it and post. It's fine.
And then finally, Waco Taco, which is
Yes.
literally directly connected to you guys. I mean, there's
Same place.
a door. You go like not even a door; it's an opening.
Yep.
You just walk right through.
Look for the luchador masks.
They're doing specials and stuff and food and stuff, so
Yes.
you could have some delicious Waco
And
Taco.
I can't pronounce the exact taco that they're doing.
I forget what those called. It's a dipping taco.
Oh,
Yes.
burry tacos.
Yes,
Birria.
thank you.
Beria.
Ooh,
Beria. I just call them
Birria.
burry tacos.
I've been
She
saying
made it
them wrong
sound
for
sexy.
years, and I finally
Like-
figured it
So
out.
you have to say burry.
Birria.
Why can't we just say burry tacos? Why do we have to?
I mean, you
I pronounce
can.
it Beria.
Birria.
But I just
Beria.
Just say, give me the dipping taco.
Give me the chicken taco.
I'll have one Beria.
Can I get me one of them? Birria.
The owner's a listener. He knows.
He knows.
Let's go. He knows.
The dippins.
Yeah.
We don't want to specify that this is the Longwood location that this event
Yes.
is happening.
Yes.
There is
Yeah.
the
Yes, we do
Curry
have the
Ford.
Sam knows how dumb our listeners are.
Well, people in the chat were asking, and I just want to make
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
people
yeah.
know.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not the Orlando Tap Room location. This is the Longwood gigantic.
Yes.
The monstrosity.
The
as we call
monstrosity,
it.
yes.
Long and gigantic in the same sentence.
The Longwood gigantic.
I'll write that down.
The gigantic Longwood.
All right.
So, Joe, Lola, Brett, thanks for coming by. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And again, the Cinco de Mayo party, if you want to find out more information, hourglassbrewing.com.
Absolutely. And Facebook as well. And
Yep.
Instagram. So we have
Yeah.
that. We blasted all over
Stay
it.
on top of it just to make sure.
Oh.
Don't say blast it all over.
And we'll,
All over the gigantic Longwood.
There you go.
let's we'll mention this. We don't have everything together yet, but it's in the process.
Don't start making promises.
No.
We are doing a beer with Hourglass for Father's Day.
Yes.
It's going to be called Dad Jokes.
I'm so
Danger
excited.
Brain is working right now on the label and the
Danger
can, and so we're super excited about that. It's going to be
gonna be awesome.
The release is going to be the day before Father's Day, that Saturday, and we're going to have lots of stuff going on. But it's going to be our first beer release in a long time, and we're excited about it.
Yeah, I'm
So,
excited to put a beer back out there for folks because
Yes.
I love some beer.
Yes. Yes.
So
Golden showers or golden ale? Oh,
Golden.
ale.
It's a golden ale.
Yes, it's a golden ale.
And so
Dad jokes.
Dad jokes is the theme, and the one that I love the most was the "Hi Thirsty, I'm Dad."
that's Daniel.
Yeah. My dad was he would do that.
Daniel
Yeah.
knows the dad jokes.
It was worse than that because I'd be like, I'm thirsty because I couldn't say thirsty. I'd be like, I'm thirsty. And my dad would be like, hi, thirsty, I'm Dad. You're an asshole.
Grant does that to my kids.
Why
all
are you
the
doing
time.
this
I
to
like
me?
that
I'm
name.
dying
That's
of
good.
I know,
thirst.
it's a great game. No, and my kids
Give me
get
my
so
water.
mad at Grant because they're like, my son will just be like, Dad, I'm not doing the joke. And my 2.5-year-old Layla will be like, Dad, I'm not doing joke. I'm hungry.
Yeah. I'm hungry. Oh,
I'm
God.
hungry. And he does it every single time.
like the basic necessities to live. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry.
And
I want
I'm
a
gonna make a
roof.
mockery of it.
Hi, Roof. I'm Dad.
Well, thanks for coming by,
thanks for
guys.
having us.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. We're looking forward to Cinco de Mayo.
Indeed.
And our beer release. We'll tell everybody more about it later. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time let's do email messages, the word written on the paper page.
This is one of my favorite topics that we've brought up, and I continue to want people to send in emails about your poor childhood adventures.
Oh, I thought it was dowsing rods. Damn it.
As a kid, my mom worked 2 jobs, so my cheap-ass uncle on the weekends would take me to the flea market to walk for hours on end, only to never buy anything, or we would just go to a gun show. The only reason I went was for the CC's pizza at the end.
Yeah, I went to a couple gun shows with my buddy's parents. A lot of gun shows, actually, that, like, so many, in fact, that, like, it was only people that I knew that weren't from Florida that sort of made me realize that we have a lot of gun shows. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought it was just like everywhere across the United States has a lot of gun shows. But you talk to other people that move here, and yes, we get a ton of people that move here, and they're just like, man, you guys have a lot of gun shows. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah, I thought this was normal.
This was the average, yeah.
I mean, like, I've been to a bunch of them. I've been to a lot of baseball card. Before, it used to be that a lot of these little baseball cards, reptile expos, a lot of these were free places that you could go. I think it's relatively recent that they are now charging for, like, the expos and stuff. And usually it's pretty reasonable, like $5, $10, just to cover their cost, because they're having to rent out places. You know, one of my favorites the ultimate in cheap, I have kids, childhood hacks was the AKC dog shows over at the big convention center here in town.
Yeah.
Me and Andrea figured out, and we only did it 2 years, and then COVID took it away. But the creme de la creme, the best hack as a parent, because name a little boy or little girl that does not love a puppy. And all you need to do is walk into the AKC, and you have nothing but every dog breed known to man, and all the, and you just walk around, and they give you free pamphlets, and they're old people. They want to be seen. They're like, please come talk to us. We're dying. Like, they love it.
But you can't, like, pet their dog.
You could.
You can?
You could. Not COVID killed it. It's all gone. All of it gone.
Oh, yeah.
All of it gone. You could. We did 1 year where we got to pet them. The second year was kind of inching into COVID, and they're like, and then it was gone. Done. And it was free, dude.
See, like, I don't count, and this doesn't give me as much joy as, like, the parents that took their kid to the city to ride the elevators.
I did like your Ron John idea. I got a couple emails about that. That was our Turkey Legs Ron John idea.
Well, because, like, this, I feel like taking your kid to the gun show, or uncle taking you to the gun show, like, he wants to go to the gun show.
Yeah.
So he's just taking his nephew where he wants to go, and then, like, hey, I'll watch him as I walk around the gun show. So
yeah, it's like doing errands with dad.
Yeah. So
I mean, I felt like that was my entire childhood.
Yeah,
we didn't get to pick what we wanted to do.
Well,
No,
again, we
that's the
cater
80s.
to children a lot more now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what parents
We
do
care.
now is like we're slaves to our children.
What do you? Yeah, it's like, what do you guys want to do this weekend? That was not a question asked in my house.
Yeah, like, remember, your whole diss of Fun Fridays was that it was Tom getting done with the show to, like, then, like, okay, guys, we've planned the most magical adventure for you. And it's what?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that?
And so I like it when old school parents that were poor, like, actually catered to the kids to want to do something just for them, but it was ride the elevator.
Yeah, couldn't afford anything.
Yeah,
so,
because they don't want to do that. Like, they don't want to go. It's not fun for an adult, but so that is what makes me laugh. Is like, you actually did want
They're
to
trying
do
to
something.
be creative with no money and try and have their kids entertained.
But there
or
were
watch
things-
the airplanes take off or whatever.
Yeah, we did do that.
Yeah, we would do watch the airplanes, but then there were other ones that I feel like my dad would go a little further, right? Sometimes he would get out, like, drawing paper and pencils. My dad was a decent artist, and he'd be like, hey, come draw with me. Sometimes he would take me to fish with cane poles. Just we'd walk down the street to, like, a pond. There may not have been any fish in there, but at least we were doing something, right?
That was another thing that my dad liked to do that I was forced to go along with.
Oh, fishing?
I hated it.
Yeah. My mom used to take me to feed the ducks at Tropical
Yeah?
Park.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a free, cheap thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good one.
We take the half loaf of stale bread that we had that was good, had a little mold on it.
Yeah.
And then we'd walk to Tropical Park near our house and feed the ducks.
When did you age out of that?
I have no idea. I have very little recollection of what age. All
I
that
don't
stuff,
either.
but,
Like, I tell stories now, and I tell the story, and then people are like, how old were you? And I'm like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I have no, like, all that age of, like, cane pole fishing with my dad and stuff like that. I don't know. What was I, 8, 9, 10? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I've destroyed my brain.
Yeah. Well, who knows exactly what they like? Some people are like, "Oh, when I was 6 years old, I was
Crystal's
doing
like that.
What the hell?
Andrea's like that.
How do you know that? How do you know the date? Like, it all blends together now. Under 20 for me. It's like all like I'm like, all right. Like when I started driving, there's certain like markers, time markers. I was like, oh, it must have been driving at this point, or like I was a teenager, didn't care. Like I know when Nintendo came out, didn't care about much. I played that. But I couldn't tell you, like, what, 6 years old, 7 years old, I don't know what the hell I was doing at that time.
Yeah, I have very, very few real, actual memories.
Sounds like there might be a little childhood trauma over there you're blocking out.
Oh, yeah, a lot of trauma here.
I think it's just hitting my head and weed.
That too. Hey, Dan, when you vacationed in northern Georgia, did you stay in Helen or was it nearby there? Would you mind sharing any info on the place where you stayed? I wrote down Jim's Smokin' Q when you mentioned it on the show as a recommendation.
Smokin' Q.
Anything else that you'd recommend in the area? We were thinking about a family getaway somewhere up there this summer.
Copperhead Lodge.
Appreciate any info you can give. If not, all good. You're busy. I continue to love the shows. Thanks for doing what you do.
Yeah, the Copperhead Lodge is where we stayed. Yeah, I believe that's what it's called. It was awesome.
I'm going to write that down, too.
Jim Smokin' Q, the guys with BDM, they're lovely people. The family's phenomenal. You will love them. You can reach out to me or my wife, or reach out to me. I'll get the info and send it to you. I just didn't want to blow up the guy's spot. Especially if you have a motorcycle and you're looking to do like some really amazing Smoky Mountain motorcycle runs, they kind of specialize in that. It is gorgeous. I've never wanted to have a motorcycle more, but yeah, you will definitely dig it.
I'd say maybe skip Helen.
I mean, if you
depends what you're into.
The mountain coaster's good. It's touristy.
It's very.
You could keep it on the list, but I wouldn't say you have to do it. There's a lot to do there. There's a lot to eat. There's a lot of
you should go
hiking.
To the Cabbage Patch Hospital.
We did that.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about it much, but it's worth going. It's kind of interesting.
It's just so unique and like weird.
Man, a lot of famous people have been there. A lot of presidents and a lot of super famous celebrities back when Cabbage Patch was the American Girl or the G.I. Joe.
Right.
I mean, there was a time when Cabbage Patch was the...
number one
Kim Kardashian of toys, right? The most popular.
Yeah, moms would fight over it at Christmas.
Yeah. What else you got, Sam?
This says, thank you for all the great content. Holy Vito, was this week's BDM show great? Hopefully I don't ever find myself as a virtual crackhead living on the virtual streets. Y'all really helped me get my money's worth of this sweet, sweet True Leaf Pineapple Express. That's 2 shameless plugs. Hopefully that's not considered payola.
No.
Thank you all so much for all the great content. We appreciate you all more than you probably realize. P.S. If you read this on the show, please don't mention my name. Still incognito on the old medical.
No. Okay.
And that is from, no.
Yeah, don't, just don't put your name.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we appreciate it.
Also, we have no rules anymore. I don't know if that's true, but it's seemingly like payola does not matter to us. Like that's not a thing anymore.
Well, we don't work for a big radio company that has to, police that. We can actually lean in on that and do it.
But I guess, does it still matter? We should look it up. Does it still matter because we're still technically on the air, right? And so,
but we're on the air as characters, not real humans.
No, but
paid actors. We're just paid actors.
But it's like, so do the same rules exist for us? Like we don't work.
Well,
we don't work for iHeart.
I would say that
anybody.
Jack would probably say yes,
but how?
But I'm going to say I don't know.
Because if we...
I see what you're saying, because we're not under a contract under that actual company.
Yeah, but it's FCC rules, so it's a federal rules.
Yeah.
I think it would be on iHeart, not on us.
We are the medical marijuana of broadcasting.
Because we take money all the time to say whether we like our product or not or whatever.
I only say the things I like for money.
I don't even know because the payola rules are about getting paid personally and not going through the standard of the sales or your company, right?
Yeah, it was like you're like doing it off the books, so to speak.
So, I remember there was
we don't do anything off the books.
There was a famous, but everything's off the books because then it's nothing. It's our books.
Yeah,
we don't have to share them with anybody.
But that's what I'm saying. Because it's
nobody's business.
It's nobody's business.
But technically, it still
is its own bubble.
Yeah. It's probably the answer is it doesn't even apply because they couldn't when they wrote those
it's self-contained,
laws, they like a situation like us didn't exist.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But maybe they've changed the laws. We don't know.
Probably not, because
Probably not.
No one's. I don't even
Man,
think.
you know how long it takes to get those things changed?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. There's so many things.
Remember when the internet and the likelihood of you being seen or not seen within the internet about 2 years ago was like the biggest thing. That'll ramp back up here again.
What do you mean?
It just takes forever. Remember what they were doing with all the big main internet service providers. They were talking about charging more or charging a premium for you to be seen and kind of controlling it and regulating it that way.
Yeah.
And that'll ramp back up here again, but it takes forever to get these things changed. It's not it's not a quick thing.
Yeah. Anyway, the answer is no one knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, the listener was saying all those nice things, not us.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
I have no idea. And
Don't know.
No one would even know.
No one knows.
No, if I ask the
gonna know.
highest person I know at the radio station, they don't know. I'm guaranteed they don't know. No one knows.
Next email.
Roofer owning a parrot in Florida. Hi, Tom, Dan, and Sam. I had a laugh when you guys were discussing the parrots moving to Tom's house because someone offhand said a roofer has never owned a parrot. Well, I'd like to share that the only parrot and parrot owner I've ever known was a roofer and a handyman. My parents had a friend in the 70s and through 90s, an old leather-skinned, suntan Florida man who owned a blue and gold macaw and would bring it to his jobs with him. I learned all the curse words, and the best part was that we took care of it for about a year for some reason. My mom claims the guy was living on a boat and couldn't fit the parrot cage, but looking back, perhaps he was actually in jail. Anyway, when it would get excited, it would scream every word it knew, including F you, God damn it, etc. So for 1 year, while I was in middle school, I had this vulgar parrot to entertain my friends in my home. However, the best trick this bird knew was this. The owner would walk to the beach, and if a woman came over to see the bird, while the guy was chatting with her, the parrot would reach over to the woman's shoulder and pull the string of her bikini to untie it.
Hold on a second. That's a game changer.
That bird definitely deserves some sexual harassment charges. Maybe that's why the owner had that year that he had to take away. Anyway, have a great day, and thanks for reminding me of the foul-mouthed bird of my childhood.
I like the idea of the parrot. I want the parrot to say something when he pulls it to be like, oh, yeah. I want him to say something like,
Yeah.
get her done. So I don't know. What he.
And we made that comment about current day roofers. 1970 roofers of
Of course they had parrots. They were born with parrots. Everybody in the 70s had a parrot, right?
Yeah.
What's
Different
more
time.
roofer, parrot or snake?
Again, 1970s roofer. I think ferret. That all goes in there.
Ferret, parrot.
Yeah, ferret, parrot, snake. It's got to be albino though, and it has to be a constrictor, not a venomous snake.
We should do a show for roofers only, the Ferret and Parrot Morning Show. There you go.
Again,
Brilliant idea.
Now we need to know Spanish. No one would understand what we're saying.
Yeah, that's true.
What another email?
So this says no kill mousetrap. So I caught a little field mouse that's been stealing some of my seeds. I was
Hold on a second. Who even says that? I'm going to catch this field mouse who's stealing my seeds. No modern day human says something like that.
Literally, the next line is, I was mad and said, I'm going to get this thief.
Yeah, nobody says that. Nobody says that's like from a fairy tale, right?
Now he's in a tube. I realize how much of a P word I am. I'm not going to kill this animal. Why did I trap him? What the heck am I going to do? I'm so silly, and now I got to get rid of this.
I'm a silly Billy catching this mouse.
I got to get rid of this before my 8-year-old comes home to say we have a new pet. I'm not a man, just a girl dad. Love y'all. Have a great day.
Oh, man. So he used a no-kill.
And look at that printer.
Oh, wow. That is. I did front and back.
Color.
I did front and back. That's $9 right there, buddy. I did a $9 print job on that.
Yeah. The day and age of we don't have the balls to kill a small rodent.
I kill it. Any rodent that's in my house, I kill it. If you're
by hand.
Well, no, with a broom. I smash it with a broom, and then I sweep it out, and then I use Windex on the guts. I kill everything.
With a small, what about a rabbit? Can you kill a rabbit?
Yes, I can kill anything. If it's in my dwelling and it's not supposed to be, I would take the broom and I would just keep pushing until the bristles. Yes,
that's a big talk.
Yes, I'm not kidding you. I would kill it. I don't want that thing in my house, and I'm not gonna. If I could shoo it out, sure, I'll do that first. But if it's just running around and I can trap it in the corner, I'll put the broom in the corner and just keep pushing until it's silent.
Put a box over it and try to put the
I would probably try that first. ghost, but I'm not. If it starts running around my house, I got to get it out
Squirrel?
of there. I don't want it making me late to go to Olive Garden. I'm just going to push it hard till it dies and then sweep it out of there.
But then what if you find out it was somebody's pet that accidentally got
Well,
loose?
you should have been watching it, and I probably wouldn't say anything. If they're like, "Hey, have you seen a rabbit?" I'd be like, "No rabbits here."
I've told the story before, but my 6th grade art teacher, Mr. Clark,
I love this story.
A real man, stepped on a mouse as it ran across the room like it was a cockroach.
Yeah.
And I remember it threw me off because I was like, I never knew someone's instinct was to step on a mouse like a
Right,
cockroach.
I'd just be running from it, yeah.
Or, like, kick it? To stomp it like
Right.
a cockroach was astounding to me, even as,
Did he ever fight in any wars? You know what I mean?
No. He's an old, old black gentleman.
Yeah.
That maybe he fought in Vietnam or whatever. Because he was old when I was in 6th grade. So, but not old man.
Did he step on it fast? And he was like, "That's unfortunate."
he's just like, oh,
Didn't even acknowledge it.
yeah,
right?
like stepped on it like a bug, and I was like, wow.
Make sure the safety's on your table saw. And then he started just going to do regular stuff, right?
No, this is art. Like we were
art.
putting
I thought you said shop. I thought
papier-mâché
you said
mask.
shop,
No,
sorry.
I remember like we were putting we molded our face and we made a papier-mâché mask for Mardi Gras or whatever. like he wasn't teaching. He wasn't like a woodshop teacher.
Yeah,
like
he's teaching you
he was
something
art.
about- yeah.
He was an art teacher, but he
Traditional
stepped on it like a mouse.
Louisiana artists would make these masks in the. That's funny that he would be giving you the full speech, never break character, smash the rat, and carry on.
Also, like I say old man, but he was probably like
35.
yeah,
Right.
35 when I was 12 years old or 13.
I finally got to meet Maisie's teacher because with it COVID and everything, it's like you don't get to come and go like you used to, where you go into school all the time. And when I met her, I was like, "Oh my God, you're a young teen girl." That's how I felt. It's just like everybody's so much younger than me.
Yeah,
It is a weird culture shock.
I didn't. And speaking of old men stuff, this was the first year I watched the NFL draft, and I couldn't believe how young the kids were coming out of getting picked. And I'm like, oh my God! Like there was some offensive lineman that he had a baby face, and I'm like, wow, that kid is young. Like he's 22 or whatever, but he looked like just looked young. And I
thought
was
about
like, wow.
that. I thought about that with Matt
these are all
Jones
kids.
last year.
Yeah,
Look at this. He looked like one of my big for nothing friends.
Yeah.
Like it looks big dumb, and I'm like, no.
He's just like 22, 21, and you look like you're 18. It's just like so young.
I know
millionaire.
I know we're not doing voicemails, but I want to hit this one for you because I think it might help.
Hey, Tom, damn Sam, this is Jay Lucas, BDM. I just wanted to reach out. I was listening to the Tuesday episode on Sam's birthday on Twitch, and this is really for Tom. So, with the carpal tunnel that you say you have and your hands burning, as a 14-year licensed massage therapist and someone who is familiar with sports injuries and pain as far as working for chiropractors.
This is not a sports injury, sir.
That is definitely something you could fix with massage. Been listening to you guys for a while now and continually think about how often you guys sound like you're falling apart. Would love to come in and maybe take care of some of you guys. Maybe a little spot treatment here or there.
Take care of me,
Either
buddy.
way, I'll be listening, and you guys are doing great. BDM Appreciation Week was hilarious. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't get a gift card, but I did get the signed postcard with a sticker.
Oh, wow.
So I guess that's what you get for the lowest tier BDM, which is fine with me.
That
I
is not
didn't
how it
expect
works.
anything anyway. So
It was all
appreciate what
random.
you guys do, and I'll talk to you soon.
I don't know. I listened to this guy, and he sounds reputable, and I don't know if it was random. I don't know. You would say it was random, and me as the
Dude,
third.
the hot tub guy was $1.95.
What
Yeah,
hot tub
yeah,
guy?
yeah. The guy who
he
won the
was.
hot tub.
But anyway, so this guy
I
wants
could
to
tell,
come
by the
in.
way.
This guy wants to come in and give us the old hand
All right.
release.
So-
How do you feel
okay.
about?
I'm not letting a BDM rub on me again.
No, this
I'll
guy.
let
this
anybody
guy
rub.
Yeah, I'll let this guy rub me.
All right.
Yeah. In fact,
I want him to bring in the table. We'll put it on camera. What if I'll put it on
What's his-
camera right here. I'll get nude and put the washcloth
What's
over
his
my.
hair to oil ratio?
I don't think he's. I think he's dry. I think he's dry only.
dry rub.
Yeah, dry rub. He uses just salt,
Okay.
salt
Oh,
and black
God.
pepper.
I don't want to insult anybody.
We just said that salt and pepper. Insult.
No, insult.
Sorry.
So my wife goes to a massage therapist.
I
and
know.
she swears by it, and
And it's that move. I see it where they go, yeah. And he's like, oh, yes.
and
He's Russian. And then he eventually rips her yoga pants open from the back. And I'm like, well, I would have to buy new yoga pants now.
And
Those are Peloton brands, sir.
and she swears by it and all that. And she's talked to her massage therapist about my burning hands problem.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, my God. He needs some crystals, and he needs essential oils under his armpits 3
Wait, is
times
her
a day.
massage therapist male or female?
It's a female.
Oh, okay.
But
It's a female male.
so she and she's like,
I don't even know.
my lady says that you could fix this, just like this gentleman says.
Right.
That they know
Yeah.
whatever they fixed this problem.
You got to
whatever.
get the hand
It's going to be a
release.
hell of a lot cheaper than surgery.
Yes, and that's what they say. And then the surgery.
Go surgery, because you get pills if you go surgery.
And then, but if you talk to a hand surgeon that has a, their doctor degree, they,
Doctor degree.
I'm a surgeon. I have my doctor degree.
Yeah.
they will tell you that surgery is the only true way to fix this problem long term, right?
Well, they say that because they want your money too.
That's what
Yeah.
the massage people say. Like, if
Yeah,
you
but
go
at
to a
least try
surgeon-
the cheaper one first,
Yeah, but
right?
the massage is never ending. It's like, I now have to hand release you daily in order to get your hands. I'm like, oh my God.
So my thing is just using logic, right? I'm like, well, this is a serious problem, right? Obviously,
you said it's bad, although you carried...
it's horrible.
Today, watching you carry 2 12-packs of Diet Coke from Publix, it was excruciating. It looked like
No.
It looked like you were about to cry.
No. It doesn't. I'm not in any pain. It's just like when I sleep, they burn on fire, and I can't sleep all night.
That's
And
terrible.
then my hands are numb at all times.
Did
and I
they
can't-
really turn on fire?
No. It just
Are you
feels
the
like it.
new dumb Ghost Rider?
And then they just constantly fall asleep at
And you also don't accept help because me and Dan were trying to help you carry
Yeah.
the giant suitcase of sodas you
Well,
bought.
because
No.
he thinks we're both weak, and he does, like, when he sees
Yeah.
weak people,
He
he's
saw
like,
me
no.
pick up that hot tub. I'm not weak.
Yeah, but he made fun of you afterwards. He goes, you did it wrong. I'm stronger.
So it's just I'm skeptical that massaging my forearms or whatever, my arms, is going to fix this horrible problem that I
Yeah.
obviously have, right?
Because you'd be massaging them right now. Yeah.
Like, is that going to fix it? I feels like you got to cut in there and do something internally, right?
I agree.
Like, is massage going to fix
When
it?
people
How
go,
can it fix it?
Like when people go physical therapy,
This is
we know your neck's jacked and it feels terrible. All we're gonna do is put this rubber band around your head and you got to move it up and down 100 times. I'm like, that ain't gonna do nothing. You got to cut me.
Well, why don't you talk to the massage therapist and ask them how it's going to fix it instead of us? Me and Dan don't know.
Oh,
No,
I know.
You do?
Yeah.
How's it fix it?
It ain't gonna fix it.
Okay.
He's got to be cut on.
Here's the problem.
So you
If
get
I-
the
Well, what if the
pills.
surgery doesn't work?
if
But
I
it won't. You got to you do like 2 or 3. When you get to the 3rd or 4th, they get it.
if I go to the massage therapist every week or whatever, and then they're like, "How's it feel?" I'm like, because I'm going to tell them,
Oh, my
like,
God.
I don't want to disappoint them.
I feel way better. I don't feel way better. I'm telling them what they want to hear.
Yeah, I'll just tell them because I don't want to disappoint them because they'll be super.
Yeah.
They want to make me feel better, but I'm like,
I
this doesn't
so
work.
want to help you.
And
I so want to tell you that you're helping me.
And then
it's a horrible
I'm,
cycle.
I'm just gonna live with burning hands, and this lady's gonna be, or my guy is gonna be massaging my wrists or whatever. And
Let's
then
do
I'm
a
like,
festival
oh, yeah.
this year called the Burning Hands Festival.
I got a BDM story about this that almost killed me.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh, my
God.
Or at least,
I
Sign
almost
up to
killed
be a
myself this
BDM.
weekend too. Wow.
or at least getting rocketed into a canal, Miami Canal.
That's not good. Is there a homeless man trying to break into
I think it's Crystal Van.
I think
I've seen somebody with a backpack. Is it Santa Claus? Who's outside?
It's Eric.
okay.
We didn't tell him the new password. All right.
Well, he shouldn't have the password to begin with. I don't know him
No,
that
he's
well.
our employee.
Who?
All right. Bye bye.
Are we coming back or are we starting?
Coming
Coming
back.
back.
I don't even feel the need to ask anymore. I'm just going to do it live on the air. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
The Sanford 3 are here, and they are bullying Tom, and I'm loving it. They're getting him so good. They said you have a hacky radio voice.
Yeah.
They said you're ugly, your shorts are too small, tiny wiener, big butthole. That's exactly what they said.
So how long have you been in prison?
I can't. Hold on. Let me.
Hey, everybody. I'm speaking for Dan.
Okay, so
Turn
Tom's
Nate
voice is, he blew out his voice, and the only way he can communicate to you guys is by using a blatantly racist black guy voice. Wow.
That is pretty noticeable.
You gotta do it. Do your voice.
No. What's up, everybody?
That's what you're doing.
You sound like a Shaq commercial.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I want y'all to go to Papa John's, get a pizza.
Taco Bell. Sanford 3 is here.
Sanford 3 is here. The Sanford 3 is here, everybody. We got Paul, we got
Go back to
Tom,
Cleveland Brown voice, man.
we got Paul, we got Dom, we got Dustin. The three are here. What's going on in the world of Sanford?
Of everything, man. We got so much going on. We're
constructing stuff.
Go ahead and name
planning
some of them,
stuff.
No need to talk about them.
Well, we have our hurricane party coming up, which you guys are well aware of.
We are. We have we have an interview scheduled with a hurricane performer tomorrow, don't we?
Absolutely, you do. You have Jason DeVore from Authority Zero calling you guys tomorrow, bros.
You know what?
One more minute.
Oh my god,
That was the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Jackie the Joke Man.
What? Okay, so tell me something. Do you not get paid if you don't show up today or something? You could have took the day off.
He should have took yesterday off like we
should have taken
planned.
the day off.
Don't tell me to take the day.
He barely made it here.
Hey, I'm a funny guy. You could call me. I could fill in. Jeez.
I'm sorry. It's my mental illness. I cannot not work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we
that's
got
true.
Bill Bellamy calling later, and I don't even know how we're going to talk to him because I normally just sit here doing all the interviews, and I'm like,
He's gonna think you're mocking him, bro. That's not funny.
Yeah, he is going to think you're doing a blatantly racist black guy voice.
No, I'll tell him.
Oh, hey, Bill.
What's up? I'm just like you. Like, don't say that.
Yeah.
That is Dave Chappelle when he plays the big, larger guy in that skit on Chappelle's show. Hey, Dave. He plays the
I know exactly
like
what you're
the
talking
fat
about.
character, Dave Chappelle, fat character.
Yeah, big character.
Usually I'll try to keep this on the rails, but I got nothing again.
Yeah, it's fine. Do you know? Are you sick? Do you know how you lost your voice? Do we know? Have we?
Were you screaming at the TV or something yesterday?
You were talking to a lot of people. You talked to a client yesterday for about an hour.
No,
and you had some serious family stuff you were handling. You're probably talking to a lot of relatives.
Yeah, no, I figured I got, maybe I picked up a cold. I tested myself for corona this morning just in case.
I don't have any more free tests from Sleepy Joe. I'm not testing nothing. As long as I can get them free, I'm testing.
So,
but if I don't get them free, I'm not testing.
I feel perfectly fine. It's just yesterday, my voice. Like we talked yesterday, and we did the show, and at the end I was like,
it was starting to go a little bit.
It feels like it's bleeding, and then.
So did you rest it last night?
No.
No,
He talked on the phone for an hour.
Yeah.
Well, I talked.
But did you not talk to your wife and not talk to your sons? And did you go to bed early? And did you
Drink hot
gargle
tea, like I
with
told
salt
you?
water? Hydrate.
Well, I had one White Claw.
Okay, that's water.
That makes it worse.
Water. That's water.
And then that made me feel better.
Yeah, it does.
And then I had two, and then
So you got drunk and dehydrated.
Yeah, that's good.
and then after two, I was like, oh, oh no. Anyway,
Have you taken some ibuprofen? Have you taken some
Benadryl?
pineapple?
I sprayed this thing in my throat, and then
That must have been before I got here.
Hey,
You have to pay extra for that? All right.
so
You gonna let these guys dad joke your pants off? You gonna let it happen?
yeah, I can't fight back.
He barely has any pants on, so
I know.
He's basically wearing a tennis skirt right now, folks.
it's like you're all standing around me, audio kicking.
Yeah, it is.
Audio
It is. It's audio, you're getting audio kicked.
Hey, you guys, I don't feel well. Will you dump on me?
Yeah,
Thanks.
he feels
I feel
bad.
fine. I feel perfectly fine. I'm gonna go work out later today.
seems like a good plan.
I'm gonna go. I gotta pick up my boat.
Okay, let's
from
talk.
Sanford.
Let's talk about the original thing that Dustin and I wanted to talk about, which is, and it ties into Sanford and all the wonderful events that you guys are having. It's my bachelor party that was in Daytona Beach.
Oh, come on.
That is, the details are sketchy, but we were together,
Oh, God.
and we were reminiscing. Dustin and I were reminiscing about this and what we did, and there are parts of this that you don't remember, but I apparently got completely nude. Like fully nude, like
Fully
full
naked.
pig body.
You started in whitey tighties, but that just wasn't enough.
Yeah, and I ditched them. I ditched the whitey tighties, and then I was jumping from bed to bed, and I stole a no parking sign off of a palm tree. What?
Yeah.
And then the lady came for the.
There's only two reasons why you do a bachelor party in Daytona Beach, and only
It's
one
to
of them
cheat
is
on
drugs.
You want drugs and to cheat on your future wife
Only one of them is
with a
drugs.
man. I cheated on my future
okay.
wife with a man.
We also got in a fight that night too at another bar.
Now this is the part I didn't remember.
Oh, yeah.
we got into a fight at a bar with Gannon was there.
Yeah.
And Gannon got into a fight. Do you remember this?
Yeah, but it was because of some like some bad business dealing.
That him ever stole my quarter round.
It was sketchy. It was definitely sketchy.
Yeah, it was
Construction worker
Yeah,
fight.
it was like a construction worker fight because he was like,
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
I mean, this
think
guy
that's the
followed us
guy
out
that
there, yeah.
stole my molding. And I was like, whoa, easy, bro.
Yeah. Then he started yelling.
Yeah, and the one guy was like, Makita's better. And then the other guy was like,
And
I'm
some
the
girl's
Walt
like,
man.
oh, you burned me with a cigarette.
Yeah, and then
Just real fast. I'm getting married in a couple weeks, and sweetie, this is not what happens at bachelor parties.
Oh, what are you doing the lame-o, new guy, woke bachelor party where you guys meet up at the end?
What is what?
Yeah, also,
You
you're gonna
gotta
tell
go
me that
cheat on your
Scart's
fourth.
Don't you use your
gonna tell me
DeSantis
Scart's
terms
not
with
gonna
No,
be
me,
you're
baby.
gonna
jumping
go
on
there.
your
I
bed?
know what you're doing. You're gonna go there and we're just bar hopping, and then we're gonna meet up with the girls and have pizza. Don't do that. You gotta go. You gotta be grabbing some teas, sucking them. You gotta be cheating. You gotta be drunk.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, like
You
I
gotta-
said, this is not what
'Cause
happens
you're not
at bachelor
married.
parties.
If you're not full blown cheating,
Yeah,
you're
like
pussy.
when they turned the lights on and lollipops at my bachelor party, I had a handful of everything, if you know what I mean.
Once again, sweetie, we won't be going to any strip clubs or anything like that. So, thank you for listening and supporting me, though. This is great. Thank you, guys.
What you got to go to Costa Rica,
Yes,
where there's
infinity pool,
prostitution.
and you can buy human beings. You'll just be in an infinity pool, and they'll be like, "You want?" And I'm like, "Yep, that's the one."
If you,
Actually, you know what we did? We did a catchler party.
and what is
A
that?
Kesha party?
Catchler party.
catch-
It's where we all hopped into our boats and we went fishing for the night.
Oh, you did.
That's right
man.
under. Yeah, you might as well meet up. High five for pizza.
Hey, well, we
cheating there.
Wait,
That's what my
we
uncle
met up
did.
at Denny's afterwards. Wait.
You got 2 meals.
Yeah.
You did the dad bachelor
I
party.
did get 2
Yeah,
meals
yeah.
too. I got breakfast and 2 breakfasts.
a Loca Mocha.
I wish.
See, I think you're describing a 20-something's bachelor party.
Right. Yes, I'm old as
Well,
dirt.
no, I got old. I got
Yeah, well, I was
married
gonna say,
late.
you weren't
I
that
was
young
like,
when you got married.
I think when I got
Yeah.
married, I was like 37 years old. I'm 51 right now. I'm 45. When did I get married? 12 years ago?
Yeah. I think you were.
31.
I was gonna say, you were right around 30.
30.
That's still like your 20s, basically.
That's pretty.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It is when you're in this
It
business.
is at this point. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you're in entertainment,
Yeah.
you got married early.
Yeah, 27. I had the full blown Daytona when
Yeah.
I gave it to you.
His was better than mine. Like the Daytona bachelor party is the quintessential great bachelor party. You do a little bit of wings, you do a little bottle service,
Hey, you wet the bed.
you wet the bed, you cheat on your wife, you get naked, or cheat on your soon to be.
Yeah,
You
spend way too much money. Yeah, yeah.
money. You
Yeah.
throw up.
Yeah.
You jump naked on a bed.
And then we
One
had a
of your
friend.
friends.
We had one of our friends who ended up racing a transsexual person in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Tony Rage.
Yeah.
Tony Monjet. Tony Monjet. He's
These
changed
guys
it.
came to my bachelor party. It was super off the rails. We ate edibles and went to Top Golf.
Oh, you did the.
And we went to Willow Tree.
Yeah.
Now, how does it make you feel as the guy that they're bullying to know that your bachelor parties are top tier and their
Yeah,
bachelor
yeah,
parties
yeah.
are lame?
Yeah. I went to strip club.
Yeah. He would walk through the strip club with money, and then he would, because when he gets really drunk and there's nothing behind the eyes, it gets real scary. He'll just look at the girl and he's like, "Hey, here's $300. You take him in there and you do the thing." And he'll say it like that.
And then he says anything goes, and he lets you get
Yeah.
sexually assulted.
Yeah.
He also hosted my bachelor party. in
Yeah,
studio.
that's right. Tell him
Yeah.
about your
Oh,
bachelorette
he had me
party.
sexually assaulted by two men.
They were strippers. They weren't just randos off the street. They were
I
professional.
don't know that they were.
They were. One of them is a model for Publix. He's
Why
on
are
the
guy
sub
strippers
commercial.
so
Oh,
much
he's a
grosser than
Publix
girls
model.
Yeah, he's the guy holding the chicken finger sub. If you see the Orlando City black bean chicken finger sub, that's
the guy.
The
That's
guy.
the guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
You guys don't fear your wives at all. I love this.
No, because I don't let them control me.
I'm definitely
You know,
afraid.
I know I'm smarter. I make the most amount of money. I'm smarter. I'm better.
Stronger.
I don't let. When I go into a relationship, I know my worth. You need to know your worth. When you go into it, you know your worth. You know what you bring to the table. You don't go into it like,
So basically, what you're telling me.
bachelor party. Hey, everybody.
So
go
what you're
fishing.
telling me is that Andrea does not listen to the show. Is that
No,
what you're
she's in the
saying?
chat room right now. She's in the chat room right now. She just knows that. Look,
She is a better woman than
she
most.
can hitch her wagon to any old schlub out there, but she knows she hitched her wagon to a shooting star. A meteorite.
Yeah.
Oh my lordy!
Dan's about to do bad guy wrestling. Any second.
I was about to.
Yeah. You think
He knows all my like tricks.
So, what's going on this weekend?
It's just in general, or you mean in Sanford? What is going on in
You guys,
Sanford?
you guys get a Cinco de Mayo pub crawl,
We
right?
do. That's pretty awesome. Thursday night is Cinco de Mayo. It's a little pub crawl. It's going to be a walking mariachi band walking around.
I love
and then
that.
at every location, there's going to be chips and salsa for you to try.
Oh, wow.
There's a charity that's running the chips and salsa portion of things. So we're donating some money to there. And I think that you can do all this chips and salsa tasting for $5, right? Is that
what you can do
awesome.
is you can either or like Corona sponsoring it. So if you buy Corona, you'll
That's
get
what it is.
you'll get the voting ticket.
Tom
and
has
you can go,
Corona.
Man.
buy a
That was
Corona
increasingly sounding like that,
or a
yes.
Cuervo product
Yeah.
and get a free tasting card.
That's awesome.
Or if you don't want to drink, you can pay $5 to the charity and
Just-
do it that way.
Yeah.
Does anybody I'm not going to do salsa. I'm going to do queso. Has anyone said they're going to do queso?
So-
they'd be like the ringers, right? They'd be the definite winner.
It would be a game changer to throw some cheese in the
That
action.
seems like an obvious cheat.
Yeah.
Paul's a stickler for the rules. I remember this.
We have rules in Sanford, man.
Yeah, no
All right.
cheese.
We got Kyle making
only.
our salsa at West End, and Shane's making our salsa, our classic salsa that we used to make. At
Restaurant
Celery
style
City.
or chunky?
It is. It's restaurant style.
How are you, Ty? Are you a restaurant style guy or a chunky guy?
As long as it's hot. I like it hot.
My wife is a chunky gal.
Well, I can't believe you talk about your wife like this.
Well, she's overweight. It's just, what am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say she's a supermodel? It's not facts. She likes chunky salsa, and I like restaurant style, like my daughter. My daughter's a restaurant style gal. It's just words. It doesn't matter, man. It's just words.
I can go either way on salsa.
What do you like? Either way? Spicy or mild? Or medium?
I like spicy.
Let's go.
Do you like? Are you fire roasted? I'm anti-fire roasted.
See, I could go like I have an appreciation for all the styles.
It gets a little too smoky sometimes. The fire roasted.
Yeah,
it's a little much.
I do like a smoky chipotle style salsa though. That's
How do you feel about tomatillos?
I do like tomatillos.
I do too. Or tomatillos. Thank you. I
is
need
that?
somebody from Texas to correct me. He's got the right
I'm a Texan,
pronunciation.
so
What is that?
it's a green tomato.
Yeah, they're the really good ones that you
It's
get.
a little
in
more
there.
bitter.
Yeah,
You could
little stang
actually,
on 'em.
Actually, if you fire roast a tomatillo, that makes a really good salsa. So put it in a cast iron, roast it real good.
So, do you follow the mariachi band from pub to pub?
You can. You could crawl at your own pace. There's no like ticket or anything involved, so you can just go to these bars that are going to have the salsa at your own pace. You could walk around with the mariachi band if you'd like.
Yeah, they're going every 20 minutes. They'll be at another location
Yeah.
on L Street there.
So if you're sipping beers quick, you could probably get through a beer at the same time as the mariachi band moving.
What are all the bars and restaurants?
So West End,
yeah.
obviously, Celery City, obviously.
Yep.
And then across the street from Celery City, you got Fire Station. And then next to that is one called First Street Lounge. And so we're going to try and do more of these collective parties with this. We call that well, you guys named it, the famous L. So we
The L,
named it.
yeah.
So this is our famous L collective that we have.
And this event actually
Moniker.
has all the retail shops there
Yes.
are also involved in this.
Then also the retail
Spice is
shops
nice,
in between.
Magpies,
I smell a
Bricks and
bazaar.
Mortar.
I love a
So we
bazaar.
got, what do we got? Yeah, Spice is nice. The new
Magpies.
So Dino opened a shop right. It's a couple doors down from Celery. It's called Spice is Nice. He's got a brand that he has called Hotter Than
Than
L.
L.
His hot sauces.
Okay.
And they're semi cult famous.
Nice.
So he's doing that, and then just a spice store basically.
Awesome.
And then Magpies, and what else?
Station, Jailhouse, Bricks and Mortar,
Bricks and Mortar.
First Street Lounge.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got a Sanford map printed out on at our Airbnb, which is like
I
you
took
are
it
here.
when I stayed there. I took that home with me. But I stayed at our Airbnb last Thursday, and I did a comedy show at Celery City, and I had an amazing time. I needed some alone dad time. Kind of having anxiety of the thing I told you about puking in the listeners' yards, and I needed to just have a night, and I had a night. I went out, I saw some comedy. Great show.
We
awesome
hung out in your
drink.
office.
Yeah, hung out in your office.
Yeah.
Hung out with the royalty, Sanford royalty, walking around there, seeing some hollabox, high five, and it's awesome.
I'll have to call AT&T and make sure something must have been my service must have been like out or something on my phone.
Ooh, that means he didn't call. Ooh, I know that one. Bachelor party. Paul was mad he didn't get invited to the bachelor party.
Okay, I will invite him next time.
I mean, I wouldn't have gone, but I want to be
He was
invited.
totally not going to.
That's how I am. I don't go to anything, but put my name on the list.
Yeah.
The phone call's nice.
I was talking to one of my smoothie boys the other day.
Oh, okay.
He has a plethora of these little smoothie boys that make him these little. You don't have a smoothie boy?
Don't.
Who makes your smoothies? Oh my God.
Well, I don't call him a smoothie boy. Seems,
He's young and
He's young and he likes smoothies.
do you go there for the smoothies?
Yeah, smoothie boy and smoothie girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he
The
was.
boys make the better smoothies, though. They do.
I was
Most chefs.
Tell us more, John Wayne Gacy.
Most chefs are men.
I was telling him about our Airbnb, and he was like, "Oh, yeah.
I'd like to stay there with a stranger." All right, smoothie boy.
He was saying that a lot of his friends go Sanfording, like they're in UCF, and they go up to Sanford to go Sanfording. I was like, that's where UCF students
Do they even
are going.
do they call it that? Do they say we're going Sanford?
Yeah. It's
You know,
catching
I
on.
invented that, right?
Yeah. And that's all you. But it's working. The teen boys love it.
I mean, so
I got you. Yeah, I got him. He's hard to get too.
so it
I
just
take that as a badge of honor.
well, think about how it's shifting where, like, UCF, all the college kids are going up to Sanford to party instead of, like, downtown Orlando. Like, that's happening because you guys have created a cooler place to walk around, a more inviting place, too. That
Well, it's just like if you're a smooth boy, you feel safer walking around there.
Yeah. And also, like, I feel like, and no offense to like, downtown Orlando, but like the bars keep changing so much. Like Sanford has iconic bars and restaurants that have been there for so long, and it's like it's constantly a new things. Downtown.
Well,
Orlando.
it's not.
Hey, the Lodge has been there for like 500 years at this point.
There are some staples, but not as much.
There are some staples, but there are also these bars that I absolutely despise that Sanford doesn't have. Like, you guys have all like approachable bars that I could take my wife into, walk in with my kid. I'm not going to get yelled at or something. Like, you guys may not want kids there, but you just nicely say like, not the right night. I mean, like, okay, but it's approachable. There's no like, it's not weird.
Sanford's not nightclubby.
Yeah, there's this nightclub. When I was right downtown just this past weekend, I saw like this place. I hate these places. They're always like the Black Veil or something. And it's just like it's all black and gold, and there's a guy standing there, and there's like a row. Yeah, and I'm like, and guess what? There's nobody in there. They're probably all Sanfording because who wants to go to that? It's
Does
106
anybody do
degrees
that
outside
anymore. Is that like a popular thing to do?
I feel like it's got to be like that on Church Street still, but I haven't been there in 10 years, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
I stopped liking nightclubs the day I turned 21.
Yeah.
I don't know if
It's
I
a
ever
young-
did night.
It's also crazy expensive downtown Orlando.
Well, just getting in.
Both for parking and
and
sometimes you got to pay to get in a venue.
The stories you hear too a lot. There's a lot going on down there. So.
Yeah.
You guys should just park at my house and walk. It'll be fine.
So-
$7. I hold out there with a chain. Like, $7 parking. Come on to my house.
Barbecue?
Oh yeah.
I like the ones that have barbecue.
Yeah, I'll
Those
give you
are
a
the best
$5
ones.
plate on the way out of there. Hell
You
yeah,
park
man.
and get some pulled pork.
So in
I'll pull my
between
pork for $5, whatever. Yeah.
the Cinco parties and Hurricane Party, what else falls in between that? Because I
We
know
got food trucks this Sunday.
Also,
food truck.
So,
8th-year anniversary for Celery City,
That's right.
that is on what day is that? At
May 22nd.
May 22nd. So it's the weekend before Hurricane Party.
Sunday.
Sunday before Hurricane Party. Yeah, 8th anniversary. We're going to do like a pig roast luau type
Nice.
of situation.
We got some
got
tiki
some
bands. We
tiki
got
bands
some
coming in.
surf rock bands.
Yeah.
It's gonna be,
Cool.
like a mellow
That
day,
event
yeah.
should be hitting social media tomorrow. We kind of taking our time getting that one out. So we're trying to be.
You guys have a lot of events going on.
Yeah. Is it an event every weekend? I feel like
Well,
it is.
lots
what
of
it
times,
feels
whether
like,
it be a
yeah.
street event or there's always. So it's funny you say that. I was talking to a group of people the other day, and I asked them. They were just up. I was up eating at Sanford Brewing. Actually, I was having a meal there, and there was. So the art festival was last weekend.
Yeah.
And there was a group of people sitting down to eat, and I was like, "Did y'all come up for the art festival?" It's a bunch of 20-somethings, and they were like, "No." we didn't particularly come up for the art festival. We just know that there's going to be something going on up here, so we come up every weekend knowing that there's going to be some sort of event.
Yeah.
So there is that culture that's being built. Like they're going to come and then just figure out whatever the event is and participate in the event.
That's definitely what we're going for.
It's working.
Yeah, good. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it.
Well,
and of course, we got bands every weekend, that we're trying
shut
to
up,
do
Tom.
every weekend.
Tom's
Saturday
talking.
and Friday. I'm sorry.
Your squeaky ass voice. You're squeaking. Hey guys, thanks for coming in. And then let the real man talk.
I'm just trying to add
Air
something
horn.
here other than my good looks.
we okay.
Hi, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys being here. The
Yes.
Sanford 3, everybody.
Right.
Paul, Tom, Dustin.
Right.
The Sanford 3.
It's like when Rudolph tries to talk with the nose covering over it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Just go to drinkatweston.com. You can find all the information.
Yep, drinkatweston.com and rent our AirTND and then take advantage of everything in Sanford, right?
Yeah.
Book AirTND.com.
New dates coming out tomorrow.
All right, buddy. We'll take a quick break. Is that it? Or yep, that's it. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. On the line with us right now
Live from his bed.
is Greg from Cashed Out. How you doing, dude?
Doing great. It's actually not my bed. It's some hotel in Denver.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go like it's actually not my bed. It's just
a lady friend,
a lady from the
special
road.
lady friend,
a lady from the road.
I'm surprised.
Actually, my girlfriend is here.
Oh,
all right.
Hopefully, we're not on the speaker.
I'm surprised it's not the tour bus.
She can hear you.
Oh, damn it! Be on our best behavior now.
Yep.
You say tour bus? We have a tour van this time. So she's gonna get a nice little taste of the real tour life.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So, Greg, I'm curious because I feel like a lot of people, when they envision being on tour with a band, like all they see is like when someone puts a highlight reel of their vacation,
Well,
you
they
see
usually-
only the exciting parts.
They
but you
usually
don't-
take their third single and then they take all the compilation footage from the road and they put that as the video for the third single, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like
Festival song, Good Charlotte. Yeah,
yes.
I'm familiar.
So it's a lot of like we're stopping at a Hardee's. Here we are on stage. Here we are taking a selfie with the crowd.
Some hotel hijinks.
Yeah, here we are running through the halls of a Hyatt Regency.
Kind of like cruise commercials. Like it's a lot of
montage.
Rappelling and water slides
Yeah.
and go-karts on the Lido deck.
Rock wall.
Yeah. But you don't see the diarrhea and then just standing in line at the buffet.
Craig, how much diarrhea is on tour?
Oh, there's quite a bit because you can't really eat good. You're ingesting a lot of gas station food and maybe at best like you'll hit a Whataburger.
Yeah.
I love Whataburger.
Some bands are like, no fast food, we're gonna seek out the the vegan places and all that stuff, but that just ain't us for some reason.
I get it, man. I get it. Tell us a little bit about like who are you guys on tour with now? Sam and I were talking about it a little bit this morning. So tell us about this tour. How many dates and who's actually on the lineup?
I believe that it is for maybe 15 shows. Could be wrong about that. This is actually day one.
Woo-woo!
We're out with Iration and Tropodelic.
Yeah, nobody knows
it's
those
my
guys.
favorite band.
Nobody knows Iration and Tropodelic, two of the most powerful bands in the genre. Was it a goal to be? I mean, you guys are all friends. You know each other. I mean, had this been in the works before, like everything got shut down? Is this a new thing? Like, how did this come about?
This is actually it's a milestone for our band. We had, since we started this band, it was one of our goals is to tour with Iration, and it I don't remember exactly how it came about. Just one of those things where it's like we finally got the call.
Nice.
You can always hope for it, but there's a lot of bands out there. It's probably pretty hard for them to choose.
Yeah.
And eventually we had the numbers to be eligible for such a spot. And yeah, I mean, we're playing. I mean, this venue tonight in Denver happens to be my favorite place that we've played. We played here once before, but there was like 4,000 people there.
Nice.
It's a brand new venue. It was built in like 2019, so everything's super nice, and the staff is really cool, and it's just a really cool spot.
That's awesome,
Mission
man.
Ballroom.
Bad time to build a music venue if you think about it. Like the owners of that venue, like you probably spend millions of dollars, and you're like, all right, now we just got to book it, and they're like, oh yeah, you'll book this thing out for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And then it all shuts down. Yeah.
Yeah, they were probably not stoked on that. And the last tour that we did there, we had that was the last, I think one of the last dates, and everything had been shut down, and we just barely were able to finish our tour at that time. It was with Pepper and the Elevators.
Oh, right on.
Greg, real quick, when you plan a tour like this, is it playing every night or every other night, or like for a band, what's considered is it too much?
It's damn near every night.
Is it too much every night, or like, I mean, you know, do you start getting burned out at the end because it just, I mean, that many nights in a row got to be crazy,
hard,
right?
Yeah. I think this particular one is for about 4 or 5 days on, and then a couple days off, or 1 day off. And we have this. It's not our saying. It's a thing in the touring world. It's called Deep Tour, and I'd say it's about 3 weeks in, and you start getting. It affects you. It affects people in different ways. You either get like delirious, or you're just pissed off.
Right.
But and it also depends how you're touring. Like, we're definitely going to hit Deep Tour in the van. Especially on this trip, because I was a little bougie and I flew in, but the band deadheaded to Denver from Florida, and then at the end of the tour, we end in Tennessee, and then we have to drive all the way out to California for a festival, and we're flying and then back to California to get our van, and then drive that back home to Florida. So
And your girlfriend, is she coming with you? Like, are you guys all bringing family, or is that like a new thing to bring like somebody, like a companion?
My girlfriend and I are long distance. She lives in San Diego, and I live in Orlando.
Gotcha.
So she's coming along for a couple dates, because that's when she was available. And it's actually, I've made an exception for her. Usually we have a pretty strong rule of no girlfriends on tour.
Right.
So,
we have no wives allowed in the studio either. But that's just so they can't.
My girlfriend helps load in and load out, so she already scored points with my band.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, that's good.
That won't
She
last.
probably has loaded more gear than I have.
I did that for my husband too. Not as famous.
Yeah, that's true. I think Andrea does that for me now. He pushes my wheelchair around.
She'll stop doing that real quick.
Yeah, that's true.
I did it once.
I did it.
Just so the other bandmates can see.
I know what it's like to roll an amp around. Okay.
Well, Greg.
Well, they called because they wanted to promote their new single.
Yeah. We're gonna play it. Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna promote it. We're gonna play. Hey, we're gonna play it everywhere we can. Is that cool?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we're
going
to burn it. Hey, and congratulations. And I saw that this morning that you guys have been added to a lot of brand new playlists on the Spotify. And I know the kids love Spotify. And there's a 3 or 4 different playlists that are out there that you can go and find the brand new single entitled Highway Robbery, and just type in Cashed Out, and you will find it, and give it some spins, because it is a darn good track. And we really do appreciate the time, man. We know that you're in bed with your girlfriend, and you could be doing a lot more fun things with her, without her, in the bed, sleeping, other things that aren't sleeping, but you chose to...
we took care of that.
All right, good man. All right.
That's why he was a little late on the old Zoom.
That's smashed out. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. We love you, and we'll see you real soon.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
We love you too, man. Be good. That
See you,
is
dude.
Greg from Cashed Out, and I will never call someone buddy on an interview ever again.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam. You're supposed to tackle me when I do that.
See you said the kids like the Spotify. I'm like, oh my god.
See you, buddy.
His young hot girlfriend is shaking her
I'm
head.
joking when I say that. I know it's called Spotify, but I just call it the Spotify because I still don't like the name of it.
Yeah. The anytime I look at the reality of someone's life, it always makes me feel better. Like no one's life is what you imagine.
Well, these guys hustle, man. They work so hard.
Yeah. It's just hard ass work.
They're
and
a
the
hard-ass
travel and
working
stuff.
band.
You know what I'm saying? Like
They grind. I mean, you're always seeing them, and like every time we've had them in here, we'll say something like, "Hey, what are you guys doing the rest of the day?" And they'll always say, like, "We're going to rehearse, or we got to go drive and get this, or we got to get our van fixed, or real band life is getting the van fixed, is bringing the girlfriend along to help because guess what? You need help. You're doing it too lean. You probably need a crew, but you don't have enough money to hire a crew because that cuts into your bottom line.
Yeah, just the touring alone and the travel of being in a van for 6-hour drive to the next venue and the hotels and like you said, the
and
fast
they're not.
food.
I mean, Cashed Out. Yes, they're famous here and within the reggae community, but they're no
yeah, they can't,
giant band that can hire an entire crew to help them. So they're doing all this stuff themselves.
You know, the chat room has a
multiple tour
great
buses.
idea. Frogging Molly said, Samantha needs a little button she can press when we're getting too old man in here. I like that idea. I would be willing to hang like a light that comes down, like a red light, and you have like a button, and you just hit it, and nothing
Old
audible.
man alert.
But it just kind of lets us know, okay, I'm going to pull it back. I'll pull it back a little bit.
Well, you know what's funny about I've always laughed at this particular story because it's funny how like giant corporate media works, and I'll explain. And Daniel knows this. So a while back, XL or
6.7.
I
like the fact that he said XL 106.
Anyway, they are a pop. What is it called?
Yeah,
like
they're
a pop station.
They're a pop station. Yeah, you got it right.
And when Doc used to work there, I remember hearing the story. And now this is all hearsay because this is one of what I heard. But
allegedly,
when he used to work with Johnny, like Doc was turning into an old man. Like Johnny's obviously way hipper than Doc is.
Were they not the same age?
I think the same age, but
I mean,
Johnny's just a cool dude.
Be. I think I could be wrong on this. I think Johnny's a little bit younger.
Right. Okay.
Also, I think takes it more serious to keep up with what young people are doing and saying, But there's only so much you can do, right?
I think he's also just naturally not a curmudgeon old man. Like some people are just naturally they just kind of go with life and they never become that like grumpy older man.
Yeah,
And Johnny's just, he doesn't seem like that guy. He's a pretty happy-go-lucky, roll with the punches, nice man.
Although you could make the argument that the people listening are near your age anyway, and it's like, with their kids in the car or something, so like still. But anyway, I remember
the chat is saying to press the button, old man alert.
Yeah, they, you're old. The chat is old.
Don't yell.
Don't be yelling.
Protect that
man,
voice.
that scared me. Yeah, don't be yelling.
Calm down.
Old man alert. Yeah, what's the average age of our chat? I would guarantee you it's our damn age.
Everyone put your age in the chat.
Hey. You're all middle-aged.
Well,
anyway.
I dress cooler than everybody in the chat. So.
What's funny is that we're saying old men. Everybody's listening to us is our age. You know what I'm saying? There's there's not 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds listening to us. So why are you trying to cater to young kids? Now, in this particular example, they were they're a younger skewing station,
right?
And they told them, they're like, "Hey, you're too old, or your references are too old, or whatever."
Yeah.
Like,
well, he also was falling into that trap that a lot of older men do.
50-year-old man,
right? Most 50-year-old men, there is a stereotype of once you turn a certain age, you kind of pull back on anything that would be deemed like you're not dressing for fashion, you're dressing for function,
comfort,
and you get really into politics and really in like the world around you, and you kind of stay in that lane, and you get real grumpy about things that are changing and stuff like that. And I just don't want to be that guy. Like I just don't want to be the. We wake up, you read the paper, and you're mad about changing the world, and you're like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. I never understood about getting so fired up about politics. Like, what does it matter who you do? You're not gonna change anything. Or whatever. Like, why are you getting so mad?
Yeah, getting mad about it just does nothing.
But trying to relate to 20-year-olds as a 50-year-old is ridiculous.
Well, that's what
you're never going to do it. Yeah.
Tell that to old Seth.
In this story that Tom's,
he's dating him. That's a different.
In the story that Tom's recanting, though, I think there was a little more to it in the fact that Doc was. And again, this is just what we heard. We weren't there. Weren't privy to this. But I think he would bring up topics or like things that were rooted a little bit more politically based. A little bit more conservative. And when you're on a pop station that's primarily playing music that is beloved from the age of, let's say, 8 to 26, that, they don't want to hear you talking about Don't Say Gay. They don't want to hear you talking, they don't want any of that. They want the Justin Bieber song. They want the newest, like, what's the celebrity news? They want to know a little bit of Johnny Depp. Give me a little Johnny Depp.
Do they even care about that?
Give me some Billie Eilish.
Do young people care about Johnny Depp?
No,
that's an old man now.
They don't. They care about
We're
the
falling
memes.
into it.
They care about the memes of it because it's Dumb Old Man. And Dumb Old Lady, too.
It's almost impossible to, if you are, 50 years old, to cater to a 20-year-old audience. That doesn't exist anymore. Like, now we have the internet, so if you're 20, you're like, why would you listen to what a 50-year-old is into or whatever? They're never going to be into the same things a 20-year-old's into. They shouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
Right. It would be weird if you were, like, imagine if you're a 50-year-old dressing like a 20-year-old. Like, it's all weird, Like, so, but people try to do it because that's what they say their audience should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, although that's dying nowadays.
They try to match what they're talking about with the music, and it doesn't match up.
Yeah.
So what would make more sense is to go the satellite radio route and just curate the music for the ages that like the music and leave it alone. You don't need any talking in there. Just let the music roll.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that better. I don't want to hear your opinions. I have my own, and I don't even want to hear my own opinions.
That's where the money is, though, because the money is in the endorsement of the personality.
Yep.
So that's where the commercial money is. So that's why they have to add in the personality.
I couldn't do the tour thing, though, to go back to Greg and the guys from Cashed Out being on tour. I've never been on tour. Never had a band that went on tour. Played in multiple bands, but never did shows, but only local shows. Never went on tour.
Well,
it's a rough life.
Yeah, that's a grind.
Super rough life.
It's the same thing with like comedians and doing the, just that every single weekend traveling deal. Hard as hell. Like that's a crazy commitment, and probably takes a lot of time away from your your life. How the hell can you have a family and a spouse and something? They do it. It's
literally
gotta be rough.
one of the members from Tropodelic who's on tour with Cashed Out just had a baby this past weekend, going on tour starting today.
I'm always shocked when like sports. We were talking a little bit of sports earlier. We were talking about like when major sports athletes are having like babies, and they manage it somehow, where they'll like fly back, the baby's delivered, and then fly back for like Game 6 of the World Series. I'm like, how do you even do that? I know how tired I get just from travel. These guys are having to do travel plus talent. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I admire it. I think it's super duper fun. So hey, if you get to catch one of those dates, go see Iration, Tropodelic. Our friends Cashed Out. And they put on a really good show. Sam loves Tropodelic, and I'd like to hear and see some photos from you going and supporting the guys.
Yeah,
you probably have to get like used to a new way of like performing, and I'll so I imagine when you first start performing and in bigger and bigger crowds that you want to party after. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of your. The night is like you perform and then you blow off steam
after party,
the after
then you
party,
go
right?
out and then everybody tells you how good you were, and you say I was
bang
really
some
good.
Groupies.
Yeah, you bang some girls,
and then
or dudes.
I
whatever you're
imagine
into.
Depends on what I'm into that night.
As the business grows and your band grows, you're like, wow, I cannot do that.
No, you can't keep that up.
No, you can't keep it up, but you probably want to.
Oh yeah,
because that's the fun part. So then you start taking the fun parts away.
Well, you go to bed
and then
early.
It becomes all business.
You invite one groupie back, and you go to bed early, and you order room service.
Yes.
No anal.
Or you just bring your girlfriend on tour.
Yeah. It just, I imagine that.
Okay, this is going to sound harsh, but nothing about bringing my wife or girlfriend on tour.
Sounds fun.
good. That's just me.
Yeah.
Only me. This is me speaking for me. Wouldn't want to do it.
Well,
I wouldn't want to do it without my husband.
yeah,
But I'm also...
different for ladies, too. You know, like you'd probably be
I
nice.
don't think he would either. We're codependent.
yeah. All right.
Well, if you take the cheating out of it, then you'd want to
Have a
bring
companion.
your spouse
Yeah.
because
Well, you could just stop
at
at the first statement. You know, I mean, why? Why take the best part of being a musician out of being a musician? I mean, the only reason, well, not the only, the majority of people get into music.
Start bands to try and get laid.
I believe it. I believe it. I really do believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, you think I wanted to get a guitar to, you know, like to learn guitar? No. I did
The
not.
answer is no.
I mean, the honest answer is not. I mean, like, I enjoy playing guitar. I enjoy playing drums. I love playing drums. But
You're like, this will get the ladies.
there's a couple of things I enjoy a little bit more than drums.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, we got to take a break. Bye-bye. It is a corporate time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Welcome, everybody. We're glad to have you. This is our show that we do Monday through Friday. We're live on Twitch right now with all of our friends in the chat room. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. If you want to be one of those friends, jump in there and chat to us and watch the show live. We are Orlando's strongest stream, and you can find out all about that at tomanddan.com.
So, Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston are in town doing like a signing for their liquor brand.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about this. Like, that's like a lot of these celebrities are endorsed. I mean, this has always been going on, but they're endorsing products because you can make so much money doing that, and it's like passive income because once you get it rolling, then it's just you just get the checks in the mail.
Yeah,
you put your name behind it. Yeah.
Do you want to? We could pause on this, right?
Yeah,
Let's pause on this for a
guess.
second. We had a guest that was scheduled to call in. Let me make sure I got him on the right line.
Not him.
That's the wrong line. Let's try this one. Hey, Jason, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you guys just fine, man. How's it going?
Awesome. Okay, we're doing it live, too. So we are live, and we just picked you up. Jason DeVore of Authority Zero is on the line, and he's going to be playing the Hurricane Party at Sanford at the West End Trading Company, the historic L between Celery City Craft and the West End Trading Company. We've actually done an event when Authority Zero was playing in the back room, so this is going to be kismet, man. It's happening again. Jason, thanks for the time, man. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. On time as always, too.
Don't worry about it. We're so laid back, and that's how we do
It's
things.
fine. Dom didn't give you the...
We blame Dom for everything. We always blame Dom.
Jason, so this June, Authority Zero is going to be a band for 28 years. And what is the secret to longevity? Because that's a long time.
Man, I don't know if there's a secret, but I mean, I can tell you that I've just learned a lot of patience, a lot of. I guess mostly, honestly, due to the excitement of the shows and the kids that still care about it as much as we do. You know, it's honestly every town is different, obviously, and you've grown up with a lot of these people throughout the years, and now they're bringing their kids to the shows that are now teenagers when you started your own band. So it's kind of a trip, and it really gets you motivated and keeps you motivated and excited about all the touring, all the the hard nights make the good nights even better. And it's inspiring. It just keeps you inspired.
Now, when you put out these solo records, and I was actually listening to them a little bit this morning. You've got Conviction 1 through, and then I guess 4 will be coming very, very soon. I think that's something you're working on now. Have you always wanted to balance sort of the band life with the singer-songwriter sort of solo artist thing, or was that always the sort of the plan?
No, it was never a thought in my mind, to be honest with you, either. It was my whole plan was just to play punk rock music and live on hot dogs the rest of my life, basically. That was game plan for me. And then as I got older, I started getting a much bigger appreciation for other sounds of music, and just my sights broadened, I guess, my interest in different styles of music. And along the way, and along touring, you meet a lot of different bands as well, and different musicians that bring something exciting to your world. And I just started picking up on that a lot. And then I started listening to Jeff Buckley. I think it was probably 2003 or something. I don't know. My buddy's in New Blood Revival out in New York City. I popped him in, and just beautiful voice. And I was like, who is this? And they told me Jeff Buckley, and I was like, I want to do that. That's cool, too. you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of opened me up to just picking up the acoustic guitar. I always kind of strummed, you know, in the 3-chord punk rock progression kind of thing or whatever. But I actually started learning how to play guitar on the road and started just singing rather than just screaming at everybody all the time.
Yeah, you're.
And
Well, I was going to say real quick, you're kind of dovetailing into something that I find truly fascinating, and I'll piggyback my question with a little bit more of, like, a lot of my favorite punk bands, and I don't know why this is, and Samantha, you'll probably attest, and I think Tom will as well, whether it's Joey Cape, whether it's Tony Sly, whether it's I'm trying to think of other bands that come out really aggressive and heavy. Hot Water Music with Chuck Reagan. You know, you've got these guys that I've been listening to in these punk bands for years and years and years and years, and then somewhere along the line they started doing a brand of like almost punk Americana, straight, genuine songwriting right from their gut, straight from their brain, with just them, a guitar, maybe a couple of friends, and it has become one of my favorite genres of music, and I honestly don't know what to call it. It's like acoustic punk Americana. Is that sort of what
folk punk?
Yeah, that's pretty much on the you nailed it on the head.
So my question to you is, since you're in that genre, right? So, and I've never been able to ask any of these guys. You know, finally I get one of you guys on the line. Why does punk rock and this style of acoustic music? I don't know.
So well.
Yeah, it fits so perfectly. It's almost like if you're in, like, I expect the guys from NoFX at some point. I don't know when they're going to do it, but one of them will pick up an acoustic guitar. I think Fat Mike will be the one.
Oh, he's done it.
He's done it with Cokie the Clown and stuff like that. But I feel like these guys, they really do gravitate to that. Just give me an acoustic guitar and let me sing some country western, or let me sing some American tunes. Why does that work so well?
You know what I think it is, honestly, man, at least where I'm coming from, I can't speak for everybody else, but I mean, where I think it comes from is that when you start a punk rock band when you're a kid, it's just a raw form of expression, honestly, and to me, that's exactly what the stripped-down acoustic Americana, rock, folk, punkabilly, whatever you want to call it, I guess, you know, acoustic genre stylistically stems from, because it is still just that stripped-down raw emotion that you're still bleeding heart, screaming every word you feel and mean, and emotion you have inside of you. And now it's almost standing out more and more prominent in that stripped down regard, to where you're kind of cutting through the noise a lot more and really making your statement or your point or your everything, the emotion you're trying to get across more clearly, rather than watered down with all the rock and roll and heavy music. That's what should make it bigger, and sometimes it takes away a lot of that really hard impact and strong emotional.
It's funny. That's
feeling.
A great answer, to think that you have to almost strip things down to stand out, because if you don't, you just kind of get lost in the wave of sound. That's interesting.
Jason,
you do.
How much touring out of the country has Authority Zero done?
Well, they just came back from the Bahamas. I saw them on the Salted Dog
the
Cruise.
Bahamas?
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
What is it like being trapped on a boat with your fans and basically living with them for a full week?
Our producer Sam was there, and she was trying to find you to kill you.
Oh, opposite sides of the boat, just the wrong time.
It just never worked out.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude. It's really amazing. I just can't believe what Flogging Molly. I mean, I've been on a couple rock and roll cruises, you know, with the band, but this is different. It's like taking my favorite tour, which was Warped Tour growing up, and putting it on a boat where you have no escape. You know?
But parking is cheaper.
Go anywhere. You've got your room you can run to, but but even then, people kind of know where you're staying, or at least your band buddies do, and everyone's having a good time. They're partying, and they want to hang out with you. So you're just kind of at the mercy of having fun, which is a real bummer.
Do they put you guys up in the Haven?
We got. I was on deck 9. I'm not sure if that's the Haven or not, but I had the basic. We had the basic kind of rooms. I think one of the two guys upgraded to something super sweet, but it's funny because I think they were less in their rooms than I was, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
If you're on a cruise and you're not going to stay in the room, don't pay for it. You know, I mean, it's a waste of time.
Absolutely, man. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, people have bands. They have band shows in their own rooms. They invite. There was underage shows that people were putting on to let some of the kids come and hang out and watch. You know, just these acoustic moments. Because normally it's just come party in my room kind of thing. But it was nice to see people doing what punk rock to me was a lot about, was the youth and the kids, getting them involved. And it was really neat to see that kind of come together. Just all these bands again. We've all become friends over the years, which is weird because we were once all just looking up to each other in some form or another, or leveled down, I guess, in some regard. But there, everyone's equal. everyone's equal across the board, and we're all drinking hand in hand and singing songs together. And you look over and you see like Dave from Flag and Molly just chilling.
That's
it's
crazy.
really cool. It's epic.
Yes,
it's
question,
epic,
Tom.
Well, beyond from cruising, and the reason why I asked you like out of the country touring is because I remember like 12 years ago or something like that. I was like sitting around and watching, I think it was like Fuel TV or whatever, and like the
old man button. Where is it?
I know.
Fuel TV.
Yeah.
But this show came on called Passport, and it was about NoFX doing like international touring.
Backstage Passport. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, I grew up listening to punk rock, like, oh, yeah, like the whole world likes punk rock, and especially down like South America,
Yes.
they were playing gigantic shows, and then talking to our buddy Tony, who grew up in Venezuela and grew up on punk rock and the skate culture, and then like so it's huge down in South America. So have you guys done a similar tour and or gone to South America?
We haven't gone to South America. There was one tour. We've gone abroad to Europe. We're going again back this summer. Now things have opened up or whatever, but we're heading back there to Europe again. We've been there quite a few times over and again with festivals of that nature, and we've never been to South America, though. We had one show that got lined up. I guess the promoter was super dicey, and he'd put on festivals before, and fans showed up, and he didn't pay them, and so that was the same guy.
They sort of
we came
addressed
to find
that.
out, like, people,
They addressed that in Backstage Passport because I believe they get stiffed in one country.
Yeah, that might be the same dude.
Yeah, and then they do the Green Dragon drug in
Singapore.
Yeah, in Singapore, they almost died. It's a great show. If you've never seen the show, it's worth it holds up. It's really, really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, and that was the thing too. Is that we even had people like from South America, actually messaging us saying, "Hey, we hear you were playing this show down here, this festival. If you play it, we will be out front protesting." Because they were that extreme about it. Like, they were pissed off. They were mad, sorry. They were upset. They were, like, trying to figure out what was going on. They didn't want us to be a part of it because they had realized how many bands had gotten stiffed. I guess the fans got stiffed. So we have not yet been to South America, but we're looking forward to it someday.
It'll happen. It'll definitely happen.
So, Jason, I got to ask you, from being a band for 28 years, you saw the progression of what the music industry has done to almost like pre-internet to now, like the fights over people sharing the music, and now we're
streaming.
Yeah, and now we're at a time where we kind of settled in, and most bands make their money in touring.
Digital only releases. Yeah.
So, what's that experience been like for you?
It's been insane. It has been a roller coaster of like everything, and that's almost weirdly what's made it interesting with the question of how do you stay a band for 28 years? Because in the way that it's developed since when we first started to now, it's just been such a weird trip. Like watching it go from what it was to what it is present day again. It's like you say with the streaming. It's like now people are dying to stream and dying to get their stuff out there rather than like, don't touch my stuff. It's like people are super, it's so easily accessible these days, and, CDs are a thing of the past. I remember making our first cassette tapes, and passing those out. I mean, it's just weird to think of, like, that progression. And what seems like a short amount of time, to be honest with you, in the grand scheme of it, like how much changed, and it's still ever-changing. And it's been wild, man, from financial situations to, like, band breakups, members leaving, because of that, because it's like this is the end of it. It's not as easy as it used to be, or it's getting harder, or whatever. And while you're growing up at the same time and becoming something of an adult, all the things entwined with how the music industry was changing within us, in our group, and in the world in general, it's wild, dude. It still is.
Yeah. Hey.
What advice do you give, like up and coming punk rock bands? I'm sure you have tons of new bands come to you and ask you like for advice, and what do you tell them?
Well, my answer is definitely different than it used to be. I mean, just getting with the time change and all the things that have developed over the years. But obviously, you need a website. I'm sure that's a no-brainer these days. I think that people without websites still have a website. And get out there, dude. Still give away your music as much as possible. I actually still tell kids to go ahead and that even with acoustic stuff, they ask me like, how do you get out there and promote my name, because I'm an upcoming acoustic artist locally. I'm like, dude, honestly, still make those burnt CDs. I'm like, not many people have CD players, but at least it has your name on it. Give them something tangible to hold on to and take home with them, because they'll forget it in a second with just the internet being the reliable source, or here's my website. We'll check it out maybe that night, but give them something to take home and to look at and to hold physically, because that'll make a big difference. Maybe not every time, but it will certainly make some more of an impact rather than just depending upon the internet and things of that nature.
Yeah. So
that's the best I can give. It's something tangible, T-shirts, again, merch, just something to get your name out there and use that to your disposal as much as you can.
So, Jason, you know what I saw recently? I saw NoFX do this, and Trivium has, even before I saw NoFX do it, and I think it's brilliant, is they're filming live or broadcasting live their rehearsals to their fans.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, this is brilliant.
It's behind the scenes, yeah.
It's behind the scenes. Your fans will watch it, and you can monetize it nowadays with Twitch.
Yeah, I pay like $2 or $3 or $5 to see Authority Zero warm up or see him like work out a new song.
Yeah. So, have you guys?
Now you're giving me ideas.
Well, it seems like the natural progression of like, all right, you have your core of fans, like an audience.
Yeah, give them something great.
If you're rehearsing, you might as well put it on Twitch, and then they'll tip you out. They'll watch you. Yeah. It'll just engage the core, and you can make money rehearsing, which you never was able to do before.
And you can get some real world feedback. Like if you're actually working on a song, I mean, they might tell you in the chat that they think it's a pile of crap, and you'll be like, you know what? We're going to write a new song.
Save you a hunk of time.
Yeah, man. It's not a bad idea. This is all good ideas, man. I love it. Well, hey, Jason, thank you so much for your time. We certainly do appreciate it. We're really excited to see you guys when you get here for the hurricane party. What's the date of the hurricane
May
party?
28th.
Thank you. I'm having a massive brain aneurysm now, but on the 28th, we will see you. And thank you again for the time, man. And we'll look forward to seeing you in Sanford, okay?
You guys the same. Thanks for the time, too.
All right, man.
See you,
Be
Jason.
good. That is Jason DeVore of Authority Zero, live
It's
from...
really nice.
Where's he at?
Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I heard Arizona's
He
beautiful.
thought it was 1 p.m. his time. That's why there was a little mix-up there.
Sorry, buddy.
I guess Dom didn't put Eastern Standard Time.
Dom.
It's fine.
Dom doesn't bother with that. AM, PM. Dom sees... I see no time of day.
Do you think some bands would not want to do the film themselves while rehearsing?
Yes.
Because
some people
they don't want to see like the
negative comments.
Some people don't like to be filmed. I don't think Sam likes to be filmed. I mean, we could turn her camera off, but she's pretty, and people like to see her over us. I mean,
well,
just put my name up like you did with Greg. But then
they're gonna go like, give me that actually does that on its own. They're gonna want me to like, okay, pop in just a little bit. And they have to turn it on, turn it off, something like that.
Yeah, like there's so many other ways that you can monetize your band or whatever now, like this that you never thought of. Like,
one of the more creative ones I saw, there's a local band that, and it takes a lot of organization, right? And it takes a lot of like back end work. But what they did is they needed a new van, right, for their tour. So they took every part that they went through and they budgeted it. So they needed tires, they needed the van, and then they just did a website.
Crowdfund?
Yeah, they did a crowdfund, but it was a really high-tech crowdfund in the idea that when you bought something, it scratched it off the list, and they had a list
so
of
you
things.
could buy the tire.
I have an Amazon wish list on my Twitch.
Hold on a second. Was it lingerie
What do you got in
on there?
there?
A double-headed dilder?
You gotta check it out.
I will check it out.
Hold on, what's in there?
Yeah, what is it? Hold
What's
on.
in there?
Is it on the Twitch? Is it on
it's
your
on my Twitch channel.
Hold on, can I go there?
Sure.
Hold on, let me see. Is there stuff for your show, or is it like naughty stuff?
It's just anything that I see on Amazon that I want to.
I can't get here. Double man, hit the button. I can't get there. Hit the button. How do I search for it?
Is it like regular, like toilet paper? Things like you need.
No, it's not like toilet
We need rice. We need a 4-pound bag of rice.
Yeah, like is it anything interesting?
We got somebody. Well, I don't know if Christine wants me to shout her out, but she's got us a couple things. We got a couple video games from her.
Oh, okay, like stuff. Okay, I thought it'd be.
I mean, there's other stuff in there.
Crotchless panties.
Hold on, well,
I
we
had
need
some
to do this.
thigh-high socks in there.
Nah, socks don't count.
Socks don't count,
Let's
okay.
do a lingerie. We need to get back to what radio was all about, which is young girls' lingerie.
Young girl.
Yeah, it was
You got
all.
the wrong girl.
It used to be young girls' lingerie. That was what radio was about.
I'm gonna have to retire. You're gonna have to get a new sweetie. In here.
No, you're a professional broadcaster.
Well, you'll always be younger than us.
That's
so,
true.
You're still still a young girl.
Even when we're 80, you'll be, I
like that my daughter doesn't understand that. That's how stupid she is. My daughter will be like, I'm going to be older than you soon. And I'm like, you're not. It's not how it works. And she's like, I don't. And then she'll go do something else. She doesn't have any concept of actual time.